Hey guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Total Warhammer 3. We're back with our Elspeth campaign, like always. Short victory already achieved. She's got a good war chest now of over 100k. We've got a fully juiced up Nemesis crown on our head. And we've been ravaging through the lands here, reclaiming it, for good and all. We're going to give him Beckafin real quick. That'll complete his little province there, and we'll take some money. Because we've been mainly using the Empire to buffer, our foes from us. Gavin Utlerman here will hold on to Erengrad and hopefully be there. Hello, Yellow Cheese Pizza Guy. Hello, Sun Wukong. No, not Baghdad. Erengrad. And Bekafin, which is like a place for a swamp, because a fin is a swamp. Alright, so now time to end of the turn. Yes. So part of the crown on Elspeth's head that's making her powerful also makes her very unstable and chaos influenced, and it stops her armies from being able to replenish very well. So anyway, we can't give it up. All we can do is attack our foes and keep on pushing forward, and we'll try to rebuild the armies as we can. Brutal Business is activated. This is pretty rough. It's going to give base weapon damage of 20 to everything. Of course, that doesn't benefit my army basically at all. Certainly it'll help our foes, though. Here, they will have a huge garrison. If this has walls, though, then we'll just be able to cheese it because we're very, very funny people. But yeah, it looks like that is what's going on. So because there are walls, they're not going to act so aggressively. They're going to try to defend them, and it's not going to work. They are up against the gunnery school of Nuln. And we should be just out of range of the towers here. And then we'll just throw the Hellstorm. Not there. You don't want any trees in the front of it on the low arc. And this will be able to see like all the way in. It's gonna be very funny. Anyway, it's just gonna be a normal siege. We're not very sporting. We're systematic, right? We've got a system. And these organ gunners aren't going to shoot like, or Hellblaster volley guns, they're the same as the dwarf organ gunners. They're not going to do like anything, because the thing about our army is if we actually put it inside, then it'll get melted. But if we just chill back here and let Elspeth do her thing, then everything will be fine. And it begins. We're gonna jump on this Blood Reaper on the wall, I guess, and just start popping him. Wrathmongers. No, all of these guys are really scary. We're going to... We'll be fine. We're just going to shoot this tower here. And with the tanks, we've got plenty of sources of... plenty of sources to both replenish magic and to do damage to our foes here. We're going to drop a big old purple sun right there. It should roast a few hound units and these marauders with throwing axes, and then we're just going to dive them here. And there we go. We get a big old break. And when we're in combat, now our mortis is in effect, doing so much work. Oh my goodness. Oh, the carnage. Truly, this is living. This is everything. This is everything we could have ever wanted. Bloodletters of Corn, come get some. Y'all ain't got nothing. Purple Sun's already back off cooldown. The Mortis, that green effect is us just doing an absolute ton of damage to our enemies constantly. Heavy lies the crown. It makes everyone who's not in your faction hate you too. But it makes like everyone in your over faction. So like we're people of the Empire. So it's fine with the Empire, but if you we're gonna try to get a breath attack here and roast them. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. Now Khorne normally has very high spell resist, but because of our item, we're able to knock down 20% of it, and then we'll just get this charge, and we should get this guy down. He should be eliminated. Now you want to be careful about being on a wall, because your artillery can hit the wall and knock you off of it, and then everybody laughs at you. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen here today. You might be like, what is going to happen here today? Well, you know, the horror, the horror. Elspeth jumps on him again, just laying the dunks down. Because we could eventually maybe take the walls with our powder units. But even if not, this Hellstorm, we'll be able to move up once these walls are down. And then we'll be able to pop shots into a huge part of the place. So large that we won't even know what's going on. We're going to pop all our abilities because I don't know what's going on. Sometimes you could... You know, that's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good, because I think we just got hit by all this artillery fire, but... Oh, it does magical attacks, actually. Well, we have... You know, we have good resistances anyway, and maybe some of those shots are missing. That tower's down, so now we're going to move all of our artillery up. And of course, we're being just like incredibly sportsmanlike here. We've already done like a whole lot of damage to their army. Now, this is an army that if it was all on the field at one time and charged at me, like, oh man, would I ever not win to it. But, you know, if you're not going to win a fight, you don't have to take it. This is war, not like a football game. Wrathmonger's coming in. We kind of want to get out of here. They do, like, really, really big damage. They are heavy hitters for sure. We should be able to get into the air right here, yeah. Because if you just say, like, go in a direction, your character will often get stuck on something and not actually take off. But here we seem to be doing alright. Alright, we're gonna... slam a breath here. And if they had any flyers, you know, we could just, we're going to leech him down and try to go for the snipe here. This will make it a lot easier, well, moderately easier to deal with some of their guys if we can get it. There we go. He's shattered. The little skull means he ain't coming back. And of course, they are spread out all over the map. There's like 40 defenders, and they're all very heavy metal. Like, a garrison of Khorne is probably the scariest thing to fight. Because they all want to be in melee, so even if you're trying to get somewhere, it's not really going to get there. Do we try to take down these towers with Elspeth? Maybe. So make the mortis go down onto the people on the ground? I don't think so. Alright, so the Hellblaster... Oh, well, you know. So what happened was we moved all of our troops immediately up in front of our artillery so that they couldn't shoot at all, which is, you know, smart. But anyway, we're going to go to breach the gate. They've got these little minor towers. We're just going to get rid of them just to get rid of the chip damage, essentially. You know, we've got regeneration. We've got a lot of ways to get back into the game. All right, these are Skull Crushers of Khorne. These guys we absolutely do not want to dash in on. They can kill tanks. You know, they can do anything they want to do. We don't want to mess with them. We do want to cast big, powerful magic on top of their heads. You know, they're scary, but they can't deal with this. And by this, I mean this. We're going to Nemesis Crown them. Guess do we, like, go for a wall breach here? Yeah, because if we get a wall breach, then we can potentially, you know, get some incidental ranged fire in. This is, look, you can cheese a siege or you can lose a siege, but you can't, you sometimes can't do one fair. If we charged into this, we would probably lose our whole army, even Elspeth. Because, like, she is an army unto herself, but that doesn't mean that she can just charge into a highly elite Khorne force. Because the garrison was pretty good, but this dude's army was, like, really crazy strong, too. Khorne's armies get real powerful, especially against a guy like me, who is very dumb. But we're just continuing onward, doing great work here. Do we want to try to get a purple sun there while they're rotating? No, probably not. Wrathmongers are on us. We don't want to be there. We can just do this instead. They're going to think we're taking the charge, but we'll get up into the air. Good, good. And yeah, the artillery is now opening up. We have so much winds that we can probably just start dropping it everywhere. Yeah, because, well, our reserve is low, but this thing, once it gets more kills, which it'll do soon, can I force fire to get something done here? Oh yeah, now we're talking. Because you could force fire artillery in places that if you tell it to go individually, like just with the normal right click, it just won't work. Please shoot. Alright, that's not what's happening here though. Alright, there we go. Now we're about to get this party started. Because, of course, we have effectively infinite ammunition. This is probably going to be even more effective than the nonsense we were trying to pull with Elspeth, yeah. Because if we can drop a rocket in right over the wall here, and we can, oh yeah. This is how we're going to do it. It might be that hole in the wall that gives us the visibility. Whatever it is, it's good stuff. We're going to put the Hochland long rifles right there. And the Hellvaster volley guns right over the back of them. Nope, nope, nope. You stay. But anyway, is this sporting? Not exactly, but look, we're fighting against the hordes of demons, and it actually is very lore-friendly, of course, and real-world friendly, to absolutely batter your foes with artillery before trying to take a city wall. And that's why we're doing this, you know, because of history, not because I'm a wuss. I guess this crown isn't even like, yeah, it just comes back all the time, so I should be using it all the time. There we miss with it entirely. Yeah, I thought we could manipulate them into charging because, you know, because they're Khorne, but it didn't end up working. But we're breaking a couple of really strong units here. The artillery is doing wonderfully. These guys are not shooting at all. Yeah, you know, sieges are a little wonky sometimes. Can these guys shoot? Finally, these guys can shoot. This is going to be good, you know, because if we just get guys in front here, now we're going to be able to start, you know, putting the work in. We continue to be very, very cheesy. We move the engineer up. Oh, he wasn't with them the whole time. That's bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. And, of course, the Amethyst trying to run through the wall and die. You got to be careful when you're giving these physical orders to artillery, because, of course, they can intentionally misconstrue you if they want. Wow, we are in the middle of halberds and getting dunked on. We're just gonna pop the resistance. We'll be okay. It's just, yeah, you don't want to not realize, oh boy. You don't want to not realize that you're about to get charged by Skull Crushers of Khorne. Well, we still got 20 seconds of our resistances up. These guys do have magical weapons, but we would take that away. And yeah, we'll be able to chip through them. Good deal. And that'll be a huge damage to their, forces here. So we just sit them, like, in the breach. Will that work? I don't know. Elspeth should not be in this fight right here. You know, the point of a lord like this is that they're mobile, you know, units, and that you don't have to stay in a fight for people for a while. But if you lock them down with a Nemesis Crown, I guess that could be the point of it, too. There we go. Just absolutely nuking them, doing like half of their HP damage. Oh, someone's got to stop him. He can't keep getting away with it. All right, now we're talking. We've got purple suns going in right there. Repeatedly. The Hellblaster isn't shooting anything at all, but maybe if we move it right here. No, it's like you don't want to move it in unsupported, but you do want to get some value out of your powder in a siege. Chaos spawn here, we pop our abilities, they'll get weaker, and then, you know, we just keep on draining. Here we go, the Bloodletters of Khorne are getting shot by someone, and that's good. They're trying to charge into these tanks, that's not going to go great for them. We're going to be able to vent right here, which is awesome. Did I just go down to a single tank, or did I lose a whole tank? Maybe I lost a tank. I thought for sure I ran with 2 tanks and... What? Oh, and what? Okay, apparently if you drive a tank over this, it explodes? Oh my goodness. Oh, that is real bad. That's what I get. Okay, well, that's super bad. We're not taking it back, you know. We're coming to the end of the campaign, and if we in our madness forgot how to play, you know, that's okay. Oh man. Yeah, we lose both Emperor's Wrath steam tanks. Just an absolute disaster. I guess you can't run a monster through a breach in a wall. Maybe... Man, oh goodness, that's so rough. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we lose 2 units to take this city that was powerful, but like, those were my tanks, and they didn't take any damage. They just died. And we just keep on firing there, and they keep on moving there, and that is, you know, that's value. That's what that is. And the Hellstorm can shoot at someone. Whoever that someone is, they're gonna pay. Okay, and these guys are insisting on running physically through the breach in the wall. Yeah, so don't ever do a wall breach. It makes your guys morons. I'm like, no, go in the gate. The gate. The gate, Patrick. The gate. But at least they're opening up here where somebody can shoot them. Oh, it's these Amethyst Ironsides in the back who are actually doing all of the work. It looks like they're about to get army lost. Man, the tanks. I can't believe that. That's so rough. What should have been a very safe, cheesy siege ends up with 2 of our most valuable machines taken out of commission. Just a disaster. And we're just going to wait a little bit for Elspeth's HP to regenerate up. Of course, that's all the more important in the modern era of Elspeth, where the army's, you know, weaker, harder to heal. Man, that's so rough. I can't believe it. Terrible. Terrible stuff. But hey, you know, the Dark City's ours. Yeah, that's so rough. That's awful. I can't believe it. I'm not gonna redo the battle, you know, it is exactly what it is. Yeah, we just need to unload a bunch of this stuff onto Reichland. And Vitevo and Igorov. Of course not Kislev. And we could get him to join our confederation, probably. Soon. We would just have to... You can't, like, trade a thing with it. Because, of course, that doesn't make sense. But... yeah, but there's Kislev in Prague, and, of course, we've got Volksgrad up here. Do we go up here to raise that first? No, we need to... We'll just chill here. And we get a little boost to people liking us. Global, we can't get anything in one turn, so it's all down to... Alright, there's a tank. Tanks are, of course, chariots. And maybe we can get one of those sick land ships now. Oh, yeah, we can. Alright, so we may have lost a tank, but we have gained a beautiful amethyst landship. It's like a magical chariot. We'll unlock more abilities for it eventually, but right now, you know, it's a terror-causing armored thing that, you know, does, you know, it shoots. It's a big old boat on wheels. It's got a big hit profile, so it's easier to shoot at than tanks. You don't want to, like, it'll be good to, like, anchor formations and such. Alright, we'll just sit him onto auto, because all of his stuff is good now. And, yeah, well, things are about to get real interesting as the crown lays upon our head. Richter, we can move over here to try to mess with the Skulltaker forces in those mountains, or we can go here to support. I think going this way is better. Richter's got a tank now, which is, of course, very awesome. We're going to take Sigmar's Ward. Normally I wouldn't, but, you know, you gotta... For this, you gotta... Alright, now, Fata Grimnir, Treasure Hunter... Finally getting into their unique trees, which are very excellent. Now, gonna take that... And now they're just like a lot stronger already. Just a couple of their special abilities goes a long way. This army's not like amazing, but it's an army, you know. It's an army, and if it dies gloriously in battle, that's okay because the leader is finally level 20. And we all know that's really what matters in life, is whether or not the leader gets to level 20. And here we want to... Just because he's got a basic army, so we want to buff their basic army stats. It's like, why is all their weapon strength so jacked? It's brutal business being on. You know, that's another thing about Khorne that I had forgotten. that battle would have been even worse for me because of that. But anyway, we are going to take some little cavalry bonus things. No, we should keep on unlocking all of these Empire troops because Elspeth's going to start churning through guys before long. You know, we're barely getting any replenishment here. Hers is fine. It's just her armies that gets inhibited. But, you know, even though the game didn't say we won, I feel already like we've, you know, completed the campaign. So we're just going to be, you know, trying to get into fun fights. You know, seeking out the forces of chaos and attempting to destroy them. And wow, he wants me to pay him for a trade agreement? How about a counteroffer? I guess he would be giving me a ton of access to trade. And he's mad, you know, I mean, this will take, what, 20 turns to pay off? Seems decent. Maybe we can get on the way to getting the military lines there. Because the only thing we have to do for our objectives for the victory conditions is hit 13 more places up, you know, and then we have to take some places as military allies. So, you know, we can convince the Fey Enchantress to do it and stuff, but, like, already, like, you know, sure, Bretonia's got some land here, and the elves have some land here, but, like, Bretonia and some wood elves and some ogres having land down here and all of the nonsense that was going on pushed out and all the vampires gone, you know, and, you know, I feel fine. I feel fine. Plus, I don't want to deal with all this nonsense, you know. No, I'm just kidding. I think it'll be fun to deal with an endless Skaven plague. And we're just going to go right there and hope to be able to take an interesting fight here. So all of these armies have a very, very strong character at the top. A very, very strong character at the top. This one's just medium strong. They're pretty punchy, though. Hopefully we can, like, reinforce Ungrim or something, because I would love to have a fight where Gotrek gets to reinforce Ungrim on the field here. I think that would be great. Garrogrim's chilling over there, sad. Alright, so here we're in a good position because we're going to be able to lightning strike this guy. And we definitely will lightning strike this guy because I don't even know if this guy would have Menace Below, but this other Chaos Army has Champs, Research Subchance, Rotting Riders, Summoners of Rage, Yeah, and high mobility in the first army. It'll definitely behoove us to slow this up a bit. Also, we'll be able to like maybe get replenishment from it if we play our cards right, and I bet we will. I bet our cards will be played just fine. Now, this is an army with, as I said, high mobility that's against us, but not a whole lot of punch in that mobility. It's dogs. They've got marauders with throwing weapons. So those are marauder horsemen. They're fine. They're good units for skirmish cavalry, but they only have 80 range, which means before they can get anywhere around my troops, we're going to be able to absolutely light them up, just burn them all the way down with our superior powder. I'm like, and where do we want to just put this guy all the way up here? Oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is the best day. We're just gonna sit our artillery right there. Oh yeah, this is gonna be the good stuff here. We can anchor this point with the tank. Anchor this point in the line with this big old land ship. I mean, like just look at it. It's they made a little boat. They made a boat and they put it on wheels with the steam engine, and they got guys up there with handguns and stuff. And, you know, they've got like they've even got a little symbol on the front. You know, the mermaid for the mariners. It's got its little anchor on there. You know, you've got this guy up here that's spotting things. He's got his long rifle. What a Warhammer unit. Like, truly, there is nothing more Warhammer in the world than this. I love it just so much. I hope it's strong in battle. I haven't actually played with a landship in my battle lines before. I've seen one, you know, when they came out, but I didn't play an Empire campaign since I bought this expansion. So I didn't really, you know, like get into the meat and the potatoes of it. But this is going to be just brutal stuff. So this is like a low-level lord too. His name is Grog Humongous. Well, Grog, you got another realization coming, for you are not the only humongous person around. I too am immense. Alright, so all we're going to need here... It's a good old stagger battle line. We'll move the long rifles up here, because we're going to have the long rifles move to a position like right here. Because all of those units are like kind of far away, and we're gonna like countercharge him here, and try to get Elspeth going in, you know, there. Because this right side is going to crumple. They don't know how bad they're gonna have it, but I do. I know. But these champs, they're going to be a problem. It's 2 units of aspiring champions. I mean, we've got powder, which is good towards it, but it's not, like, amazing. But we're already seeing, you know, just the absolute crumbling of these guys. We need to get those dudes running. They are just casually walking. And here, we just want to get the breath onto the Sorcerer Lord of Metal. Yeah, so this is even not like a combat lord. This is just like a dude. It's basically as bad as things could be for this Chaos Army. This is like a good example of a reinforcing army and not a primary army. Boom, baby. Alright, so we're going to drop this like it is hot right in the middle of the formation and just charge right in. Just Elspeth things. And when we delete them, they will know. Oh, we canceled it by moving forward. We will move into the Demon Spew here. The wind-up for this spell takes a little bit. If you cast a spell and then another spell, you know, only one can go off. You gotta pick one. We got 8 more seconds of our resistance. We're just gonna drop that Purple Sun and move here. And as they move forward, the terror routes happen. Oh no, the Ironsides. Well, this chariot character actually gets broken, so that's good. Very good indeed. We want to just drop the Purple Suns right here, I think. And this dude, you know, he's worried about this whole chaos thing going on, so Nicholas now is just charging in. He's got 600 weapon strength. He wants to fight. He wants to brawl. And brawl he does. Alright, the Demon Spew trying to get in, but oh, there we go. Oh, they cast a spell onto my guys, but it wasn't enough. The terror on that wing, the terror routes are actually wonderful. So the Empire normally doesn't have a ton of sources of terror, but with the tanks you get it, and the landships you get it, and then with the Demis, there's a regiment of renown, the Royal Ardor Griffites, that gets it, but then also Theodore Bruckner has terror, and he gives Demogryphs terror, so it's like when you have them on this wing, and they try to bring in these sort of crapsack low leadership units, all you gotta do is put the beat down on, and they are not getting back on it. Because again, like, Demis are good. Demis are solid units. We should have halberds. I like halberds more than shields on them, but that's not the unit of Demis that I recruited in my wisdom. This dude, of course, has regeneration as well. That lets us be, you know, more bold with him. There'll be chaos spawn on the battlefield. We need to get all of our artillery not shooting anymore, or not shooting at me anymore. These aspiring champs ran with 16 models remaining. Oh, they're gonna try writing the Chaos Codes about that one. See how happy they are with you there, buddy. But we're gonna pop a couple more damage onto them, because if you don't kill any models, then they're just all up, you know. But well, you know, what are you gonna do? We're gonna run them down. That's what we're gonna do. We should probably be able to get there. Well, you know, they got 32 speed and Strider and stuff. Maybe we won't get there. Alright, there we go. We used Bruckner's ability to slow him down. Please get just like a couple model kills. There we go. Now we're working on him. It's all been worth it. Man, that landship is pretty nice. It's not great that we lost the tank, but the landship does make me feel real nice about it. I'm totally in love with this faction mechanics. It is overpowered. Of course it is. Dude, if you go back to like a Franz campaign, I don't even remember what he gets. You know, and I've played probably 30 Franz campaigns in my time. I've probably lost 20 of them by turn 20, but that's not important. Elspeth gets only 4K value. I'm like, who gets the value here? No, we were distributing it quite nicely. Artillery got bunches, and you know, the powder got basically nothing. That's the thing, is you always got to try to find a balance, like, how punchy do I need the army to be, and how much do I need it to be defended? Because there, we were able to break them before they really got there, but against a bigger army, you got to have at least somebody to tie them up. I think you do. Maybe you could just run with tanks. But we're going to praise Sigmar here. Alright, and here we're going to be able to carefully pop through basically this whole thing, right? We're just going to auto the Skaven fight here. So if we sack it, we'll get movement to go through the place. It'll make it as if it doesn't have the zone of control that a building normally would. There we go. And now... we can do this. We'll lightning strike this first army and auto them. The one that we already fought. Replenish our dudes. And now we can fight him. That's his one run away. He runs so far. He runs so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, like, I don't think the magical cannon is the most important thing anymore, but what is it? Because there is a bunch, like, do we give magical attacks to the long rifle? To the Knights of the Black Rose? Like, does anything here even have physical resist? Just the demons? Alright, well, I don't need to worry about it too much. Time for another glorious battle. You know, it could have been way more intense, but hey. Hey, we're on the same battlefield map. Good stuff. Of course, this battle is a little different. Their army is more elite. It's got a couple very high HP, very high punch units, but... we'll just do a variant on last time's strategy. Ironside's in the woods. We'll have these guys just sort of move up there a little bit. Brucker on the dimmies on that wing. These fellows here will have... they'll all be hidden there. Yeah, we'll just do... no, we'll do volley guns there. We'll want one good unit of iron. Ironside's here, because we're going to be able to defend that flank pretty well. You know, I think the Ironside's... or the long rifles being in the back is better. We'll pull up the amethysts here. Lupio in the rear with the gear. Yeah, because as soon as they move up just a little bit, these volley guns are going to get to start roasting them. And of course, what are they going to do alternately? Wait for me? For Elspeth von Draken? They're going to wait for an opportune moment? There's never going to be one. Because all we have to do is start showing these fools what's up. These hordes of Zinch are firing in. I think actually, yeah, they're close. They're far enough away where their magical attacks are hitting me. That's pretty rough. I didn't even think of that. Well, they're not gonna get away with it, because we are gonna drop the Nemesis Crown right upon them. Good stuff. We're gonna run away from the Rotting Riders. Please, if I get caught out here, it'll be fine. But I don't want it to happen. This is a unit of very dangerous guys. We're gonna start leeching them down, even though they've got 32 models. It's fine. Importantly, the Hellblaster volley guns are getting on them. You know, they've started the suppression. We're firing in. Elspeth's gonna charge them because nothing matters. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what we needed. Because if they turn around, we'll just purple sun them. And if they turn around to fight Elspeth, you know, they're already in the middle of the Hellblaster fire. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the artillery dream coming true, baby. And of course, on this side, we're still totally fine. And we'll move Bruckner up here on the wing to defend there. Oh yeah, that's a lot of damage. The Slaughtercade is coming in here. Now, they are, of course, a chariot, so they want to get in on, you know, infantry units. It's not going to be what they hoped for, because they're going to get caught in the crossfire. The Hellblaster volley gun turns right to them. Oh, yeah, that's the benefit of having a split artillery position, if there ever was one. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. And the bulk of their army is just trying to figure out what to do. They're saying to themselves, how did we get into this mess? Did we really need to fall to chaos in the first place? Why are we the way we are? Charge our demis into some purple suns. Let's get out of there. You know, we want them to be defending the front. Gonna get a big ol' hit on Bilious Thundergruff, the giant of note. And we need to leadership nuke somebody that would have a problem with it. If we hit this giant... Oh, he's got 100. Huh. Shows what I know. Like, giants have low leadership and stuff. Huh. Not that giant. The Hellblaster is having a time. Oh my goodness. What a feast it is on. And of course, as they get up into this range here... The Hellblaster fires, they enter into the Amethyst Ironsides here and here as they move across the battlefield, and it's just wonderful carnage. Elspeth beating the brakes off this Manticore. What did they even think was going to happen to them? These are questions never to be answered. The trolls are going in. This is what the army's all about. This is a gun line. And all we needed was a functionally immortal lord to drop the base. And we're just going to keep on shooting at the guys here. Not because we need to, but because we want schematics. Because when we can get, like, a Mortis engine on that land ship, then we're really going to be talking. So we got Thunderguff slowed down a little bit from the cannons, and then all these other ones are trying to get on him, too. Poor Bilious Thunderguff. This giant of Nurgle, all he wanted to do was giant things for Nurgle, and now look at him. Getting artillerod. Getting shot in the back with cannons. Getting away. He's getting away. He's got a big old Nurgle necklace on and he's getting away. You fools. You let him get away. Ah, the land ship. Getting one more shot as he gets away, you know. Sending a message. That's what it's all about. And this is going to be solid for breaking the War Host of the Apocalypse's strength, right? And with our use of the replenishment, we're actually going to be able to make it through this turn sort of fine. Can we get to the town in time? No. I think a march is called for then. That'll just get us a little bit of replen, but, you know, every single little bit helps. Now, did we get a bunch of schematics? We did. And then we'll get armor piercing and homing ammunition for the land ship, so that'll be good. And then we'll also get a one-use spirit leech, which is very funny. But we've got basically all the regiments still in the pocket, so we can take a lot of damage to this army and then still keep on kicking with it. Alright, we don't want this army to be, like, expensive. We just want it to be roughly functional. And one Hellblaster and one cannon is fine. Yeah, one more long rifle seems like it could be good. But maybe just going with an iron side, and then we'll just grab another spear with a shield. Because we could be fighting Norska, we could be fighting Chaos. I guess the halberd's better than the shield, but no, I mean, against Norska, there's a bunch of, like, javelins and stuff where the shield could definitely come in handy. Of course, Richter Bruckert might be having quite a time over here before he knows it. It'll be fine. It'll probably be fine. We'll take this Amethyst Armor thing. That'll let Elspeth have even more Amethyst units in the army. And now that I've seen the beauty of the land ship, you know, I mean, why shouldn't I have one for either wing? Alright, and here, do we want to use any of this yet? I don't think so, right? You know, it's important to keep access to them. Alrighty. That also puts us in a position to defend Volksgrad in the event of someone moving in. Archaon's a little beat up. So, if he gets within range of us on the other side, then we will absolutely hit him. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. Here's a battle worthy of song. What we hoped for has occurred. An Ungrim Iron Fist will be here to reinforce our army. With 5, count them, 5 Doomseekers, 2 Grudge Settler Slayers, and 3 Giant Slayers, 2 of which are elite. 3 Hammerers, a couple of Spearmen from me? Sure, whatever, buddy. And anyway, it says we're going to lose. We're probably going to lose. That's a lot of Chaos Knights. That is so many Chaos Knights. They got Skull Cannons. They got Minotaurs at Khorne. They got a lot. But you know what's good against those? Slayers. Well, if this is to be the end of Gotrek, let it be an end worthy of remembrance. Let's go. Alright, so one of their reinforcing armies is going to be right on our side. One of the good things about our friends is we know that they are doughty, unbreakable, and, you know, we'll be happy to be in the fight. So we just need to be in a deployment area where we can, you know, get helped out here. So this is an interesting battlefield. Do we want to take the high ground and try to hold it in spite of only needing 2 minutes till they get here? So if we move them here... Yeah, we can move them so that they'll be here. Those reinforcements are going to get here a little early, but I think that our friends should be here just in time. And then we can sort of corner camp this high ground and sort of corner camp. We can absolutely corner camp this high ground and use our, you know, the artillery to the greatest effect possible, hopefully. That'll also mean that all we have to do is defend this single breach in the wall. We'll probably want to move these guys back a little bit, but... And of course, our Lord is a steam tank, which I'm constantly forgetting, and that is very awesome too. So really, we've got 2 tanks. Gotrek and Felix and Ulrika. Those are all some, you know, power multipliers. I think we'll put Gotrek and Felix on this flank, because it'll be more important to collapse that. Do we have any Amethyst units here? No, we have 1 stealthed handgunner. That'll be good. We'll have the other handgunner in front of it. We just need to be sure that we don't friendly fire with our rocket batteries. Maybe we should put them like here. That seems better, and then we can shoot them as they try to go. Yeah. Gotrek and Felix and halberds are gonna hang out there. These guys give physical resist to artillery and war machines, which is actually kind of wonderful, isn't it? Grundle's defenders, that's what they do. Yeah, that's pretty dang good, all right. It's pretty dang good. We'll just have it here with our artillery in case something bad happens to him. Ulrika will be able to go up in the front there, and, you know, all we have to do is hold until the dwarves get there, and then hold a little while longer. Sigmar's Sons won't break. Karaberg Greatswords won't break. Oh, if they're trying to try to camp towards the back, that's actually pretty funny. The Blood God's not going to like that. Looks like that is what they're going to do. Well, that'll give us plenty of time to get properly defended then. Because we could put Gotrek and Felix and Gotrek and Felix and halberds right there. Because if these guys are going to come out and, like, they're going to have to walk across this battlefield, we'll just shell them. We'll just shell them big time before they can do too much at all. The music definitely fits the mood here because it is about to be serious business here on this battlefield. Of course, I could have went and shot at them sometimes with, you know, the artillery or whatnot, or the tanks, but I think holding a smart position is better. And as I say that, you know, why don't we move away from holding this whole line? Put Ulrika on skirmish and go out there and try to get something done. Oh, these dudes aren't even coming out yet because their army is so large. Okay. Well, that just means we'll need to remember that army is on the other side as they stream in. Alright, yeah, so they have such a big army that we're not even... Oh, man, we get absolutely mauled by some skull cannon shots. Of course, this tank getting shot by them is what we want. Tanks are the preferred thing to get shot by artillery. I keep forgetting that Khorne was given artillery a couple of patches ago. We'll just dodge those hits there. So they've got a big old dude in the air there. Alright, 4 seconds until the dwarves get here. We just need to hold this front line for a while. Because our foes are very, very far back. And if we can just... Oh, yeah. There we go. The Sunmaker making some sun there. Charge these halberds in. Ulrika will go in here. You know, the handgunners are going to get on the Demon Prince. The Silver Bullet's going to get on the Demon Prince. We need to light him up. We don't need to let him get, you know, in here. Oh, they're trying to get a very wide flank, and now the dwarves are here. Gotrek and Felix got you know, excited about that Demon Prince, but it looks like he's gonna get mauled, you know, so we need to just get into this fight here. Gotrek's gonna go Slipera. We're gonna helping hand him. That's gonna give him a huge bonus and ward save and everything, and then we're just going to Sterling's Revenge here. Alright, so Arbal the Undefeated is on the battlefield here. Okay. Yeah, well, that means he's going to run roughshod over everyone. We need to get the real guys on him. He is going to walk up to this tank and then just eliminate it. It's going to be so bad. He is going to kill everything here. But at least the dwarves are here. We pop that. We drop this. We're going to go onto the Minotaurs and eat the charge, which feels bad. Yeah, Arbal the Undefeated is just beating up on us. It's so rough. But we'll, you know, we'll pop the Rune Fang. That'll show him. Alright, so Gotrek and Felix are just stuck in here. They have to be on this flank. They can't help with the real one. Oh, Ulrika's dead. That's what happened. He went in on Ulrika and just popped her. But the good thing is that we are getting very, very solid effect out of our Hellstorms and our Sunmaker here. You know, we've been doing good work with it. We're gonna put this guy on the Soul Grinder. No, on these Gorby's Chariots, because as I say, we were doing good work. Now we are letting them get away from us. And now they're on the artillery. This is a disaster, of course. They're going to feast on the Sunmaker. They're going to feast on the Hellstorm. They're going to feast on my poor tank. Look, there's some things in this world that are unsure. But if Arbal the Undefeated is hitting you, you're going to die. I didn't need to pop that potion of healing there. That's pretty bad, actually. These Gorbies of Khorne are just marauding through the back line. Everything is torn, but, you know, maybe it'll work out. Helping hand there. Cast a Karagul. We got the Rune Axe. Gotrek is now, you know, with his basically invulnerable suit on. He's got all of his buffs popped. This poor guy's gone. The Emperor's Wrath Steam Tank is gone. Of course, Ungrim Iron Fist is on the battlefield. And Ungrim and Gotrek are good at beating enemies. If I could get the tank out, then, you know... Oh, the Emperor's Wrath Steam Tank is not dead. It's merely sleeping. It's here in the middle of a blob with Ungrim. They're all going to town. They're all having a time. These skull cannons, they get more ammunition if they get into melee. So, like, in a protracted fight, they're very, very scary. All right. We protect this flank, such as it is. Sterling's Revenge are here, such as they are. Can we get back on the rocket battery? Yes. Chaos Knights of Khorne are coming up. But the Silver Bullets are going to be able to stop them, I think, from getting the whole cannon offline. Please stop them. There we go. They're going to get out of here. Arbal is still being a menace, but now Gotrek and Felix are there on him. Get him, Gotrek. Hit him with your sword. Alright, we're there with some Wrathmongers. We gotta get out of there. We did succeed in getting the tank out of combat, which means a couple of things. It means we're going to be able to ballistics calibrate here and get some boosted damage. It means we're not going to be taking HP, or leadership losses, rather. And it means we've got a tank. They're unbreakable, so a little bit of life is the same as a ton. And Arbal is running scared, baby. Of course. Oh, man, if we could get these chariots offline. Alright, finally we shatter them there. We very much need to get our guys onto our artillery, and alright, so how do we do that? We get these cavalry away, because if we could just get on our Sunmaker here. Don't let Arbal get away! Shoot him! Shoot him! Ungrim's getting beat on a little bit. It's just a little bit, though. He'll be fine. Alright, now they're... Alright, now we're going. Okay. Goodness gracious. And we go to Grape Shot? Yeah, we go to Grape Shot, and we're just going to start ripping shots in here to the front. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be smart. Oh, yeah, there we go. So the Grape Shot is giving huge, huge damage buffs to the individual hits that we're doing with these... Alright, Bloodletters of Khorne. We gotta get these powder units shooting them. They will maraud through the whole thing if we let them. But yeah, we're just shelling through here with the Grape Shot, and I think we might have done enough. Because the thing about this dwarf army is, as I keep saying, they're unbreakable. Of course, a lot of the stuff in this Khorne army is unbreakable, too. Making this, objectively, incredibly awesome. These chariots, oh man, they do so much damage! Felix getting very beat up. Gotrek, you know, having the time of his life, but, you know, the Manling not feeling so good. Of course, the Silver Bullets are still online. And this is certainly the time when we need to pull out all the stops and pretend that we've played this game before, to show some tactical acumen. Alright, can we get back on our guns one more time? We can. At least these halberds are on them. Alright, we had the cavalry working against our foe there, but now these chariots are coming back in again. Please. Alright, there we go. Finally, you know, they run off, but they come back right before they would run away the whole way. And I sort of want to keep my handgun shooting there. We don't want to, like, back them out at all because, hey, you know, if they're hitting anything, it's got to be a good target. Ungrim Iron Fist is being iron-fisted. The bad thing, the very, very disastrous thing is that now these Blood Beast of Khorne are on top of my Silver Bullets unit, and that takes away one of the very last things that I had that was capable of doing any damage at all. Are we going to be able to get a surround on him and clear him off, though? Helping hand to Gotrek. Felix is almost at his healing cap. Gotrek is far from it. We're going to throw down this AoE buff here, hit the Rune Fang, spawn a Corn. They are unbreakable, but I think... You know, don't tell anyone, but I think we might have won, you know, at what cost? But at the cost of this being the coolest battle I've ever done. Do I use any mods? No, I do sometimes, like, in single player, you know, like, I've played probably, like, 1,200 hours total of the 3 games, but I don't have any on right here. Also, hi, Snort. Welcome. And I'm glad you like the commentary. Yeah, you know, this isn't even my final form. This isn't even my main army. But it went just like I wanted, and we got Arbile the Undefeated to jump us. You know, it went a little better than I thought it would. All right, we still got work to do though. All right, so we got Grape Shot. My tank did die, my ROR tank, but importantly, we have now crumbled this main section there, and Ungrim is going to be able to go. I think we're about to army loss him. Yeah, it was 3 Khorne armies, one there, one reinforcing there, and one there, and then we were like in the pass, keeping Arbile from coming in and fighting Karakadrin, and a wonderful, wonderful fight. You know, this is what I live for. You know, it's funny, you know, as a Warhammer player, because, you know, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get so messed up in this fight, but like, really, you only get a few awesome fights per campaign. I mean, I only do. So, you know, you gotta love them. You gotta embrace them. I had one against, like, 4 Skaven armies with my Elspeth army earlier. But yeah, you know, wonderful stuff. So I just inspired you to play Elspeth. Hope you get awesome battles too. Dude, Elspeth faction is so good. If you play on very hard campaign, I played 2 and lost. This is just on hard campaign, very hard battles. But, it is a very, very challenging start. I'm not, like, a very practiced Empire player. I'm not very good at anything. But, anyway, we win! Haha! That was, anyway, so, I was out here being like, is Gotrek gonna meet his doom? Oh, yeah. So, in this run, also, Gotrek has the Blessing of the Lady. Did you know that could happen? It can, and I'll tell you how. Oh, man. Who else has the Blessing of the Lady? The Steam Tank. Not Felix, though. I don't think he got it. But anyway, that went awesome. And Ungrim Iron Fist, a total failure as a Slayer. 154 armor? What? Does he always have that much armor? 154 armor and a 40% ward save. Does he have regeneration? I don't think so. I think he just took no damage this whole fight. That is super funny. Well, he would have gotten regen from Felix being around. That's right. Because his thing can hit more than just one thing. Amazing. Anyway. A wonderful, wonderful battle. Yeah, because if you like Empire and you haven't, like, played Elspeth, like, dude. And if you have before, then dude. It's just... It takes all the things that are good about the power projection, the handgun units, the artillery, the war machines, it just soups them all the way up. Good ally to have. Oh, yeah, for sure. And here we see a lot of Slayers fulfilling their oaths. You see my 2 Spearmen that he's borrowed doing very well. You know, we lose the tank, we lose the Karlberg Greatswords. Ulrika, you know, got popped by Arbile the Undefeated. He just went in and steel-chaired her, but, you know... We ended up okay. The Silver Bullets with 3,000 value, 3,000 values on the handguns as well. 2K on the Sterling's Revenge. You know, those armor-piercing pistols, they do the work. 2,700 on the Steam Tank, 1,600 on Felix, 2,700 on Gotrek, 175 on Ulrika before she ate it. You know, the front line held for a while. 3K on the Steam Tank before he died. 9,000 value on the Sunmaker. 9K. Arbel died early in the fight. Well, not early, but pretty early. He was, you know... He fought bravely. But yeah, 6K on this one, 9K on that. We had a lot of time to shoot very freely at the reinforcements, and unlike most times, I didn't shoot at my own troops with my Hellstorms. That's really what made the difference. Because this whole army got so beat up. Oh yeah, Ungrim got 4K value himself, and I bet these Slayers were all doing 1,000 at least. Some of these Slayers got 3K. These Giant Slayers got 4,500 value. I mean, like, this was, like, look at these Chaos armies. Knights all around, chariots on chariots on chariots, knights all around, Wrathmongers, chosen a corn. Like, this was an amazing fight. Like, oh, that was good stuff. It's too bad that I didn't, like, save the replay. Could have done a proper commentary of it. I hit the wrong button. Hey, Luke. Yeah, the Gotrek and Felix. We finally found an army with that one. Man, that went well. That went super well, because that ripped the teeth straight out of that Arbal faction. That was 3 of his armies gone. And we get vigor loss reduction. That's pretty good. Archie thinks he wants to fight. He doesn't realize I can probably reach him. I can reach him with 2% movement left. Well, have you ever seen a fully souped up Elspeth fight with the Nemesis crown all the way on? It's very funny. It's very funny. Richter's army is mauled. Can I wrap this up though? Because really, I don't know. He didn't take lightning strike line. No, we didn't. We took power over intelligence. I do wonder if it's... Oh, well, yeah, okay. So if you take this line, then he becomes an absolute menace in battle. So, we'll probably do that. Ammunition for the whole Lord's army. Ammunition for the whole Lord's army. We're going to take the piercing shots, because we do fine on ammo now. With the bonuses that you get faction-wide and having access to restock and such, we do fine. And there we go. We get Unwavering for Gotrek. We get Foe Seeker for Gotrek. Felix is going to get To the Bitter End, which is going to give him Unbreakable. And, yeah, they're about to really get powerful. Alright, here... That's a lot of chariots. If we let him back up, though, I think we can just try to press it. Because, well, it's a lot of units. But I think if we just try to press it, it's so many chariots. It's so many chariots. I do worry about the chariots. Oh. We can just auto it. We don't have to worry about the chariots. And then I'll take Karak Ungor because I am very clever. Occupy it, and then we will, What's the thing Elspeth Army's not going to want to take? These weird knight units? Yes, the weird knight units. And we can get single turn recruitment on global, like, war wagons and stuff. Do we want war wagons? I mean, probably not. I mean, a war wagon wouldn't hurt. 2 war wagons wouldn't hurt, come to that. Because we can't get a single turn handgunner here, so might as well. Sit him out so we can't get siege out of the replacements. Ah, yes. You know, you're better at this game than I am. But that'll take us off of, yeah, we'll hit attrition anyway, so. But he may elect not to. At least now, yeah, this is good. So his replenishment doesn't happen. Either he takes this fight and he loses, or he doesn't, and now he's in between rocks and hard places, as the proverb shows. Alright, so that went well. We've got an anchor over here with Gavin Outlerman, you know, with his affordable army doing stuff, and basically just saying to Norska, don't invade me, bro. Super high chaos attrition everywhere. You know, that's my fault too, because the Chaos Crown is making chaos attrition happen everywhere. Probably not to my friends, probably just to me, but anyway. That is neither here nor there. What is here is the fight with Archie. Archeon thinks he is chosen by the Chaos Gods, but you know who actually is? Me. I'm the one who wears the crown. Anyway, Archie, of course, has souped up guys, very strong weapon strength. Also, brutal business is going on, so everybody's got souped up weapon strength, which actually helps me more than him, because my spears having 54 weapon strength is better than his chosen, his Chaos Warriors of Corbith Halberds having 62, you know. 58 weapon strength halberds is actually okay, but we are going to put the absolute hurt on. Does he have any flyers? No. He's got an Exalted Hero of Corn. That'd be a flyer, right? No, a Chariot, probably. Maybe a Blood Beast. He does have a Plague Bearer summon, so we're going to need to remember that. And by that I mean defend the back line. Yeah, that'd be the old mountain area. We've got Theodore Bruckner in this army. He makes you immune to all attrition, which is just very good. He doesn't, like, fit incredibly well with what I think, like... Look, I know I don't play Ideal, but, like, what the ideal army would be, it doesn't play that way either, but... And this is the same setup we used on some other map where we played super wide. It went really well there because there weren't trees here. Alright, we just need to reposition stuff. Alright, so the Hellforged Bellower Skull Cannon, that's what we don't want. We want to deploy against that side. Hellblaster there with defense behind. We'll have Bruckner and the Demis in the trees there. Sweeper defense on that side. It looks like we're going to be able to catch them overloaded there. We will put Elspeth here. And a tank center set here. They won't care if they get shot. And with this land ship, definitely with the main army. These things are so fun. I can't believe it took me this long to get them. They just look beautiful. Let's look at them again. That's right. It's a steam engine with a boat. They've got their heraldry on the side. You know, they've got their handgunners. They've got a dude with a long rifle here up at the top. I like his mustache. It's going to be good. And to that end, all we have to do is protect ourselves a little bit better. We're going to drop it like it's hot right there. Yes. This is a lot of setup for a fight that ain't going to be that hard. But hey, you know, half of the fun is seeing your plans come true. And the other half is absolutely cheesing your opponents into oblivion. Long rifles, deep set over the back. Just a real mess. Just a real mess of a deployment. It'll be fine. Lupio in the front. Elspeth, to be hilarious here, is just going to charge right in at Archie and give him a door knock. Trickster Shard will go on, removing a ton of his resistances, which would have been massive, but now don't matter so much. We'll take Dockwalker here. Oh my goodness, look at him! Look at the damage! This dragon's totally fair. Look at it. Look at the bones. And we're going to charge here under the breath of the Nemesis Crown to try to get them to clump up on us, and then we're going to drop the base here. Archie charges in. We still got a little bit of time of resistance here, and then we're just gonna bounce out. He'll love that. Boom, baby. You know, their artillery is shooting at mine, but the difference between theirs and mine is considerable. Can you Overcast Spirit Leech? Yes, Overcast Spirit Leech increases the range, but no other aspects of it. It's principally, you know, like a sniping tool. It's really good in PvP. You'll see it a lot, but it is pretty rare to see an Overcasted Leech in single player, barring specific considerations. Maybe you have 0 Overcast potential, you know, that kind of thing. But Knights of Tzeentch with lances, those are pretty good. I wonder how they'll like this purple sun opening up on them. Boom, baby. These Chaos Warhounds are trying to catch us. What are they going to do if they catch it? This is a literal dog chasing a car moment here. Oh, now you worried? Oh, now you want to run? Oh, now you scared? These Swords of Chaos here are, you know, these are a pretty elite unit. They changed them a bit. I don't actually know how strong they are. They've got big armor-piercing values. This may not be a good fight, but I figured if we just bring in Bruckner here and the Demis out of the trees, that'll be a very thematic defense. And it is. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, look at the bones. Popping it all. He's got 1.6k damage on right now. Sure, he's a bonus first infantry guy, but let's get him some infantry to fight then. Let's not waste this. The Severed Claw. We do not want to charge the Severed Claw. Look, it's all fun and games until somebody charges the Severed Claw on a dragon. But yeah, so an Overcasted Leech goes to 300. It's 300 meters, but I have a thing to increase my targeting range, so it says 375. And it increases the cooldown as well, but it's the same damage. I remember being very disappointed when I learned that. I'm like, wait, it's the same damage? I had been doing it for ages. Oh, wow. Oh, that's bad. Oh, we charged into the halberds with Demis because I'm a very smart and tough guy. Oh, Executioner. Boom, baby. He is almost executable. Prince Kagrax, the hero of Khorne. Oh, yeah, there we go. He just shanks him. Boom, baby. Bruckner looks awesome. He's got this Demi lance, he's got a big old beard. He looks just like physically amazing. He is so handsome and tall. Look at him there. Look at him reaving and ranting. No, no, the Swords of Chaos, get the charge on me. That was careless. Here we just pop all our buffs. Of course, these are hero, like, chosen of Khorne, but we're going to be able to win the fight. It'll be fine. These Chosen are going to have their leadership broken? Ain't that a thing? Ain't that a thing? Look, guys. Chosen with 20 models. We're going to make them run from battle. Man, you know, you almost never see a broken Chosen unit. You're going to see a dead steam tank if I don't start acting right, though. There we go. The long rifles in reserve help out. A dead steam tank. All right. No, we're okay. Like, the Severed Claw shattered. Okay. Maybe they just broke because the Lord was dead and they were already almost army lost, you know. Yes, you overcast by double-clicking. You click and then click again, and then it has the little blue aura around it. So, like, for Purple Sun, Overcast increases the duration by double. And because it's Elspeth and you got your stuff, you know, you, Wait, is the Overcast the same price as the normal cast? Stop, I can only stop laughing so much. Alright, so apparently the Overcast is the same price, but it lasts twice as long. Of course, you have the chance to take it. That's so funny. Apparently, with all of Elspeth's buffs, it makes it so that... Okay, I'm like, what's going on here? The Hell Cannon. I'm like, they got something unbreakable here. That is a good thing about Hell Cannons, though, because, you know, unbreakable units, they don't get the luxury of fleeing, you know. So you can always run them down off the battlefield, and your enemies won't be able to run them. Of course, this army is in march stance, so we don't have to worry about it. That went awesome. Archie, you know, Archie didn't know we had such movement speed. That's because he's a little chump. He's a little punk champion of chaos, and he should be lucky they even let him suit up. I'm the lady with the chaos crown. I'm the one who knows what's up. I'm Elspeth, the Dark Lady Unknown. Mwah ha 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 ha. Alright, we take the army replenishment. We don't get schematics bonus there. You always take the replenishment if you're souping up your chaos crown, because it's real hard. It's real hard to get replenishment again. Alright, so we get 10 spell resist and 5 fizz resist and melee attack for the army. That's fine, but like, dude, 5% physical resist all the time. That's awesome. That's real good. And more spell resist won't go amiss, you know. We don't actually have any here. Because her items aren't amazing. They're very good. I firmly believe that the other Trickster Shard is probably the most important general item to have, although a character might have one that's better. And Talisman, you know, is better than her unique Timekeeper. Because this would give us this ability, which just is like a single target, like, it's like a long Spirit Leech, right? No, it's a short Spirit Leech. It's a Spirit Leech that heals you, but we already heal up fine, and we have Perfect Vigor from the Crown of Madness on our head. Yeah, Archie and Noose is more than a threat, for sure. Now, because Arbyle's on the map. But before Arbile was on the map, it always felt like he took over, Archaon did, but Arbile seems to always take, you know, the purchase that's there. He always gets it done. And we're going to burn our items into hopefully better stuff. Ranger's Quiver, front-ending volley. Now that is good. But, like, Ulrika's wounded right now. Yeah, she probably already has one. Arbel undefeated because he only attacks with 3 stacks at a time. Yeah, for real. He, you know, it's not very corny, is it? Book of Assure on Gotrek is objectively pretty funny, you know, for the reserve capacity. Gotrek, of course, all dwarfs get an arcane item slot if you have them and you're not a dwarf. Same goes for rune slots can equip arcane items, which can sometimes lead to very, very hilarious things. But this guy being a tank, it's so fun. I've never had a tank lord before, and I'm not going to get tired of it. I think actually taking the speed here is smart. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be? A little faster tank won't go amiss at all. We can put this potion of speed on, although, like, we would prefer to have something else. Again, same justification. Yeah. But we have White Cloak of Ulrich on Felix, plus Glittering Scales, so he's like an attack bomb. He's like a negative 13 attack bomb, plus his charmed attacks. So negative 21, which is, like, really good. He plays like you, that's why you don't like fighting him. You know, I bet that campaign is fun. I bet it's so much fun. I bet it makes you feel like a champion. And here we're just going to do that because we need to, Daniel? Daniel? You're alive? Man, you know, you don't always see that, but I guess he's still kicking. Good for him. Sorry, for anyone who doesn't know, Daniel is the nickname for the Demon Prince. that was like the main character of the demon campaign for this thing that nobody plays in. Getting stuck in, yeah, there we go. I'm like, don't we have good abilities up here up top? Yeah. He's the demon prince. People had high hopes for the campaign because it had a lot of interesting ideas, and then it didn't end up really paying off any of them. Like, do we have a replenishment thing here? No, we don't. But I don't want to give Prague away. These are my cursed cities of the north, you know? Kislev. But anyway, so things are going great. Richter Brookhart is probably going to do fine, and probably going to help out Ungrim here, who's having, you know, what we could only describe as some serious issues. Because, of course, Clan Moors is ascendant in the Southlands. And the help that we gave Clan Engrind earlier, not really working out too well, because, of course, they are fighting the Orcs and Clan Moors, and nobody's really helping them because we are all frying our own fish. Are there any replenishment options? I've got the one in the tree already. For hers, we've got the... I could have taken Logistician for like 6%. The thing is that I didn't realize that that was going to happen until then, and we can't actually... If we wound her, she'll lose the crown, right? So we can't fix that, which feels not great. We've got, you know, the replenishment from this guy. But yeah, and we even have, you know, the bonus replenishment for having defeated Festus. And, but yeah, it's still... Because it's negative 30% from the crown. And, yeah, and it's because we're in the red here, right? Because Prague's a red region. On top of all of that, Prague is also a red region. Because otherwise we'd be at like 20, maybe 18% replenishment per round in a green. And that would be okay. But yeah, and then of course there also could have been... Oh no, I took Headhunter. That one doesn't give you that. But anyway, yeah, because I took Alert instead of Logistician there, which probably wasn't good. But, you know, I wasn't thinking about the consequences of my actions. Is that an excuse? No, that's a reason. But, you know, at least we've got our money. Golg wants an arrangement with us, but if this campaign goes on long enough, we're going to need to, you know, rip him out. Because he has Imperial land, and he won't become our ally no matter what. Ogres don't even have the choice, or his faction doesn't, rather. The old man-eaters, with the most inexplicably named character of all time. Nobody knows why they chose that for him. Literally no one. And I think at this point we were all afraid to ask. Prague's got an undercity. And we're gonna burn it. It also has the Lost Dwarf Mining Company, so it'll give us a chance for events, so that seems good. But nothing in the world is as good as this thing right here, the Grail Knight Grave. You guys want this. You guys want it in every single game you play, you just might not know it. Because that's why Gotrek had Blessing of the Lady, and that's why the Steam Tank had Blessing of the Lady. And I think that Steam Tank Lord would have died without Blessing of the Lady in that fight, but yet he lives. Scalp Brass here is trying to get away. He is getting away. He's going to be reading all through our lands if we let him do that. We're going to chase him. And go to ambush right here. Look, either he sees us or he doesn't. That's very helpful. Either he sees us or he doesn't. And we're going to go ahead and return the Karak to Ungrim Iron Fist. Because of course we are. Because we're a good friend. We're a nice guy. Don't pay attention to the crown on our head. Huge Undercity tier 5 biddings. Oh, well. I was like, I didn't even pay attention to how much stuff was in it. Well, at least we found it, right? And here, how much... He's got 2 settlements left. Alright, we are almost done with Throt. Of course, I have no idea where his real armies are. Here is Woolric. I have no idea what his army is. He's only got 18 units, which means... It's only a matter of time till he gets the Severed Claw in that army. Alright, the settlement captured. We're going to colonize it. It'll make us tired in battle, but, you know, so what? Alright, so Gardens and more stuff. We don't need this Wissenberg location anymore. And that'll open up a couple more. Because one at Nuln, you know, we want one to be able to go home. One at Ehrengrad is good too, because we want one to go to that top corner. Griffin Wood is fine for one, but I think... Yeah, because we just build one at Volksgrad, then we'll be able to telly up there, you know, in one turn to defend it against stuff, and then we can boost back over here. Is there anything with at least orange to go to, though? Everything in those ranges is bad. Well, we could get Lair of the Troll King and do it there, but yeah, everything in this direction is just pure red. Thramas only have Hell Pit and Yetich. Yeah. You know, because we raised, or rather, no, we didn't raise Hell Pit. Because I was like, no, they could retake it at the highest level then. So we gave Hell Pit to an Empire faction. It went down to like level 3, so it won't be like totally souped up. Crackerdrax Orange, that's true. But like, I wanted one, you know, because we needed one to like go back to defend the lands kind of thing. But that'll be okay. Gavin Outlerman is doing wonderfully, you know, dissuading our foes from coming here. Should he go up to Zoyschenk to help them? Well, if he does, he'll take some... Alright, so what's this army? Knights of Immo, Champs, Dragon Ogres, Forsaken, and Marauders. And we have a bog standard, very normal army with Hellblaster plus cannon. I mean, I bet going up there to help him is the right choice. We'll go to ambush here. No, that won't let us get up there. I would do anything for Sigmar. Alright, and we get... Alright, we've already got those upgrades. Alright, so we just need to figure out what we want to do, you know? Do we keep on upgrading the land ship? I think so, because a Mortis engine is just too good when they're in melee. You know, I love Mortises. And that'll be a good thing to anchor, you know, one line of the one block line. I love this land ship so much. I can't believe I played so long without it. And we'll be able to get a couple more Amethyst units before too long in this army. This is such a great campaign. I mean, it gives you too many tools to be overpowered, but there's a joy in that, right? And I am certainly feeling the joy now. I'm really glad I didn't give up on Elspeth. Arbile? Where'd you come from? I could have swore I just defeated you, buddy. Hey, and we got them to take the fight. Once I've beaten back Chaos Standard with Kevin, gotta find the Sword of Cain next. Oh, indeed. The thing is like, I don't... Gotta collect them all cursed artifacts, yeah. Because for the Nemesis Crown, you have to fight every 2 turns, or you lose it once it's all the way up. You have to fight. So how would we even get it, right? We would have to send Gotrek and Felix over there. We'd have to send another army because it would take too long to walk across the ocean. We would lose it already. So we'd have to send more armies there and build a garden so she could get in and then fight her way around it to go grab it, I guess. or we could find the person with it. Maybe they could show up at our doorstep. That would be good. But that's okay. We are going to do this fight. This is going to be a nice generic Empire fight. We have some reinforcements coming in. Let's see if I can win it or not. Because, hey, this is going to be fun. I'm bad, and the important thing is we have two very, 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 very strong artillery pieces. Hellblaster with Elspeth upgrades, plus Great Cannon with Elspeth upgrades, gives you the ability to solve problems. And we have a big front line. We've got 4 crossbowmen, you know, we got long rifles, iron sides. I feel fine about it, you know, we'll be okay. Now, we are on the back foot defending, so we won't know where they are. However, we could guess. And, of course, we're going to have some reinforcements come in. We're not going to be able to rely on them. Can we pull them back here? That would take a few more minutes to show up. On this side, yeah, we'll put them like here. That'll add 30 seconds, and then we can deploy over here by this little town. This is nice, you know. If you're me, you often don't take the time to look around the battle map, and this is nice, you know, because you know there's so much care that goes into these little things that maybe some people are never gonna look at. You know, they've got a little hoist thing there. It sort of looks like it would function. It does look like it is, like, tied to the top of this wooden structure, so it doesn't look like it would be a great way to lift things. But, you know, I'm not an architect or an engineer. I'm merely the greatest general in the land. I'm the greatest general who has this army. Ulrich, who doesn't wander, is probably more dangerous than Wolfric would be. Oh, no, for sure, because, of course, when you wander, you inhibit your ability to... Give fight to the foe. Can't press your enemies properly when you wander too much. Long rifles right here, and then we'll just depend on these guys to hold the line on that side. Crossbows in reserve there. And a rear guard. Alright, let's go! What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that, I don't want to know. What will happen is a wonderful Great Cannon display. Alright, we want these on the Knights of Immolation. There we go. We at least get some of their shields down. Because we should be able to do, like, big damage. Oh, yeah, and, of course, because the cannonballs fall down, they're hurting them as well. If we can get them to walk across this water, that's going to be great. And if they go around... that's going to put them quite on the back foot. All right, it looks like they're going to try to move the Dragon Ogres through the trees. That's smart. That's just what I would do. But, of course, we're going to be able to react to that with plenty of time. Knights of Immo down 7 models already. Warwick here is only level 4, so we'll be fine. I don't think I remember them having any army abilities listed. Knights of the Brazen Throne. All right, now we are in for misery. We need to respond way quicker to that. All right, this volley gun is probably shooting at bad targets. That'll be okay. These long rifles are going to eat up their skirmisher fire, which is perfect. These spearmen with shields are going to eat up their archery fire, which is perfect too. And these archers are about to open up onto the foe. All right, all of this is going, fine. We'll hit our Grand Hammer of Sigmar, hit all of this. Our halberds are now doing wonderfully. We just need to make sure that we keep our backline defended. All right, our reinforcements are going to be here very shortly. That's good. We're going to want them. The Null Ironsides opening up into the Dragon Ogres. That's as good of a fight as they can get, The crossbowmen rampage in? No, the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore is rampaging. We need to make sure we keep these guys safe. This leader of Sigmar rocking out here. The powder is firing. We just need to hold the line for a bit. It's not happening, though. Knights of Immolation are down low, but they still have just so much action left in them. We need to get our troops on the ground there. All right, so our friends are hopefully going to help out. The Hawkland Long Rifles are doing the Lords of Sigmar's work right here. They are getting the ogres off of the battlefield. That's probably more important than any other thing they could do. We're going to need to get these halberds up onto this Manticore. The Knights of the Brazen Throne just run all the way through them. Our handgunners compromised. This is very bad indeed. Very, very bad indeed. I don't want to be like, it's going to be okay. It might not be. It's probably going to be okay, though. The halberds are going in. We're going to pull the crossbows back and pull the crossbows back. The great cannons are still shooting at the Knights of Immolation. Perhaps we should have them more opportunistically choosing targets at this point. The good news is that the right flank is entirely absorbed the damage, so we can rotate the long rifles, rotate these crossbowmen, and hope that our allies will be able, to hold the line there on that side. These Marauder Horsemen are not going to charge in. They're not smart enough to. They're just a bunch of dummies. And at least our halberds are doing okay. Now it's going to be just 30 seconds until we get our abilities here in this blob. Maybe that'll help, maybe it won't. We need to get these Hellblasters rotated so they can shoot some of our foes here. These Knights of Immolation, they got 2 models left. They are hoverboarding in. Look at them. They're like, no, swiggity swoogity, we are coming for that artillery. But they don't get it. They don't get the artillery of their dreams. And now they're probably about to get army lost. Grand Hammer Sigmar popped our halberds, a staunch line of halberds, holding here against the Forsaken and the Chaos Spawn. The Knights of the Black Rose rolling in beautifully. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I love. A nice, balanced, simple army against an inferior foe where you get to feel like you're playing the game. And our friends, of course, don't do anything to help, but they provided moral support, and that matters a lot. Now, we do, of course, want to get all of the damage we can get as they try to flee here. We'll leave the Lord alive because we don't want to take the chance that they'll get a better one. But these champs, we don't need them alive. And getting rid of a unit of Aspiring Champions is objectively a wonderful win. They are monsters. They are among the most dangerous of units that Chaos can bring to bear. They don't lose models forever. Stacey's like, I've gotten a proper feel for Empire armies. That's without hero borrow cover. I think the thing is, though, is this is like an upgraded Empire army. We also have the weapon strength thing on everyone, but that's on the foe as well. I think, yeah, like, this army just had a bigger front line, and it used crossbows. So, we got, like, incremental value. I think a little bit of powder and a bigger front line is better for me than leaning into more and more powder. But Archlector doing no work at all, just inspiring the troops. These guys, like, no value on these halberds. Well, on some of them, but hey, they got the work done. They held the line. But honestly, I think a ton of it is just the Elspeth effect on the artillery. Because these aren't the Amethyst ones, but just having monstrous impact on the cannon is so good. Because you slow them down, and then all the other missiles that you have following it up can just really rain on them. And then the Hellblasters, you know, when they get suppression, it's the same sort of thing. You take a unit that maybe would be able to get across the killing field in time, and now you get enough time for a whole nother volley. Anyway, feels good. Good Archlector. Good Archlector indeed. And Friends has got to be happy with that. Yeah, I often get distracted by like something looking cool or, you know, stuff like that, so it can make it a little bit of a headache. Like, this guy wants to reave around, but I will just fight him. I just need to fool him into taking the fight is all. Alright, so Gavin here can run home. Very satisfied with how his fight went. Like, we took the mount off of him, right? Yeah, good. I'm like, we don't need a warhorse on this dude. You know, giving him some good items wouldn't hurt, though. Luckstone's probably better than those other ones. 10% fizz resist in a vacuum. Pretty good. And yeah, let's take Iron Resolve for the Ironsides, because I think that'll be very good. That'll stop them from losing models until their HP is half gone. In practice, it'll stop them from losing models. And that'll be good too for Elspeth's army, which, as we know, is not as secure in its replenishment as it might have been in the past. What we'll do here is pop Woolric. He'll probably try to run. Nope, he doesn't try to run. Maybe he's already fled, you know, once. But anyway. Woolric the Doesn't Wander has fallen, and we get... Oh, yeah, we get all of the cannons back from that. Very, very good. You know, sometimes the replenishment will give you a big old boost in models. Of course, the tank's still at half health, and a Life Wizard wouldn't hurt, but it also isn't necessary. Now, what we want to do now is... I mean, not start another fight with another faction. I hate the Daniels here. Is he at war with my guys, though? Oh, he's in a defensive alliance with the war hosts. You know, he's probably going to move in here and take Prague. What's the alternative? We give it away? We give it away. Hey, he would accept a confederation right now. We could do that and say that we won the game. 37k for Prague, a settlement that is just going to be taken from you? Why, might as well. But of course, why would we want to confederate Franz when he's doing such good work and I don't have to do anything? Oh, the thing that we were building doesn't finish up, though. It doesn't stay building for him. That's sad. Well, you know, not as sad as that we just bushwhacked him into taking that. What a surprise! It'll be okay. He'll be fine. He'll forgive us. He probably doesn't even notice. So they all have mustaches, but some of them have fine beards, and some of them have like little helmets and stuff. That's good, you know. Good for them. Because really, I should just be throwing guys in here trying to get that trait, but, you know, we'll be fine. We might not be playing the campaign that long. I keep saying that, and then I keep on having the most fun just destroying our enemies. Because this sort of, like, four-pronged war against the forces of chaos in the front has been going on for quite some time. I sort of count chaos in Skaven as the same, even though they definitely aren't exactly the same. Ambush foiled, and this dude is just running away from us. And we're just going to keep chasing him. This is incredibly annoying. And here they have Throt and these guys. Walls? No, no walls. Menace below, just 2. Yeah, this is going to be like a comical. Yeah, this is basically a nothing army. Yes, I now am doing what can be called the dumbest thing a person can do, which is chasing an army that's slightly faster than it through land with no hope of slowing it down. But I'm already doing it, right? Like, how do you stop doing a dumb thing while you're in the middle of doing it? I have never in my life been able to do that. Just let me catch him. Alright, what do we drop here? One of the cavalry for her? I mean, they're elector counts, though. What do we drop for her? A war wagon? Yeah. Alright, so here, if we can garden in Kislev. And teleport down. And now Arbel won't have the movement to get away, even with March, because this fool, he just won't, right? He won't. I've got tons and tons of movement. And then also, maybe we can get rid of this Fengrim guy. Like, I have totally had it with this fool. We are not having him walk through our lands anymore. Alright, so now we have the chance to make this already powerful setup hysterically strong. No, we can just, like, what, move here on the bridge and then... No! Alright, I messed that up. Apparently they don't want me to do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we can't even get our other army here. That's fine. We'll fight another Arbile. I mean, who doesn't want to just fight Arbile the Undefeated all the time, right? Who among us hasn't said, man, I sure hope I get to fight Arbile the Undefeated today. Alright. Hey, we got a choke point battle. That's fun. That's real fun. Our friends are going to be coming through the choke point on the other side. That is not so fun. We can re-maneuver them around. We don't really want to move. Actually, no, that's fine. It won't hurt nothing. Alright. A nice snowy choke point battle. It's like, which bridge do we think they're gonna come down? Of course, we have, like, all this cav for cycle charging, or for forgetting to cycle charge, as you prefer. Alright. Yeah, because now, like, what's he gonna do? He's gonna fly there and let me shoot him for a while? That's very sporting of him. I love that about him. What happened? Oh, no! Oh, no, you're joking! Why am I the dumbest person in the world? They had a summon. I literally have all this cavalry. You know, I bet they're gonna take all the artillery down. Why? Why? I hate it. It's only okay when I do it. And of course, he drops onto the war wagons and immediately does 1 billion damage. Oh man, that's rough. Oh, that's so rough. The cannons get totally taken offline by a summon that I could have reacted to if I was paying attention. Y'all know I wasn't. And of course, that cannon is just what we would have wanted to deal with Arbile. Didn't even know you could get a Bloodletter Summon before you were in combat. That's so annoying. Why do I have to be so bad at the game? But at least we've been waiting to test this. There we go, the artillery. And of course, if our allies distract them by their presence. Oh yeah, you know, maybe the purpose of Hellstorms is not to kill Chaos Chariots, but oh boy can they ever. Oh boy can they. I'm losing my Hellstorm again because I was looking at the fight. Why am I so bad? Man, oh, that's so annoying. Gotrik's Doom opened up. It looks like our handgunner's hitting Arbile here. What is that? Alright, he just did 1,000,000 damage. It was probably my artillery. No, it couldn't have been. My artillery can't even shoot here. Anyway, Arbile must have some sort of big ol' thing that I don't know about. That would make sense. Of course, what he also has is Gotrik on him, looking for it. Pit of Shades on those chumps. That'll really help out a lot. And, of course, with our artillery firing at him across this bridge, we're in good shape. Arbile trying to get on us here. We need, at the very least, Gotrik onto him, but of course Felix must travel with him always. But it looks like our allies over there are going to help out a lot. And hey, you know, just because I'm doing bad at a fight doesn't mean it wasn't good to take the fight. It was good. Look, this game is fun, and you can waste a lot of fun by forgetting to play a battle just because it looks like it'll be annoying. That's always been my experience, anyway. You'll be like, ah, this is Scaven again, or oh, they got a bunch of artillery, or oh, this is like a bunch of summons, or whatever. But, like, really, like, you could really rob yourself of your enjoyment by auto-resolving too much. A lot of people auto-resolve, like, almost all the time. I know people, like, personally that essentially play Total War and never even fight the battles, and I'm like, not even sometimes? They don't play this one, they play, like, other Total Wars, which I guess are better for that, perhaps. Oh, Rika's up here fighting shoulder to shoulder with Felix, so that's nice. Their troops are coming through the backfield, but we should be able to get on these Chaos Chariots, and they shouldn't be able to get on the artillery. Not again, anyway. But now there's the army losses we were waiting for, and I think they got like some corn spawn we'll have to hit, but everybody else will be getting off of this battlefield before too long. You know, it's not the end of the world. We can just recruit another cannon, but it always feels bad to, like, forget about stuff that, you know, because you're a person and they're a computer, so you have a lot more time to think and plan, and whenever they, like, trick you, especially in a choke point battle, like, how am I going to lose artillery as the Empire in a choke point battle? Well, it's easy if you try. Arbile has some explosion, I guess, that really trucked on our halberds. Oh, no, 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 don't shoot in. Ah! But anyway, I think it went well. At the very least, we knocked him down from the inside of our lands, right? And maybe we'll be able to recover the cannon. Maybe it just shattered and we'll be able to pick it back up. That can happen. And if not, hey, it's not the end of the world. We can recruit another cannon. I know how. The Master Engineer gets like a reduction time for artillery anyway, so you can basically global a cannon. Hey, but we didn't lose it. We'll have to get some halberds back, but that is alright. And here... I'm like, I actually think an Outrider might be really good in this army, but we already have so much cavalry. I mean, we don't have to keep all of it with there, but it's already a little too much with all these ROR, not ROR, Electric Count troops. Which are sort of like RORs, only they don't start at rank 9. You say they can micro better than the player, it's Macarene or critical thinking they're bad at. Yeah, and you know, I'm not so good at critical thinking either. And here we take damage on Gotrek, because, you know, you just got to start souping them up. Here, Pit of Shades is good. We've got Rally. Alright. Richter Bruckert is doing fine. We'll just take, yeah, like, there's no front line in this army, which is bad. But we can trade off a little bit of it with Gavin. We'll take a couple of these halberds, and then that'll be just fine. Run my Necrolimps rolled 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the army into Withering Artillery Fire. Exactly, like, hey, there's 3 Hellblaster volley guns, let's charge it. Or, alternately, this is Vlad von Karstein, universally acknowledged as one of the biggest, baddest dudes around. Why don't I hold him at the back of the army forever? Because he's a wizard, and he should be afraid. But, you know, you can't complain too much about it when it would make you lose if you had to fight him. No, I mean, it's still not wonderful, is it? You know, I probably should have taken that cooldown to the spells reduction ages ago. Yeah. No, let's keep on teching up instead. I guess really getting these would be good. Yeah, I mean, why not have more speed and charge and everything? And yeah, let's do the cavalry tech. Why not? All right, so Elspeth doesn't get into. Oh no. Oh, man. We're gonna lose the crown. Because she didn't get into the fight. Because I moved and she moved around the river because she didn't get to reinforce the fight. Oh, that feels bad. I mean, it's fine. I guess the Nemesis Crown will just leave my beautiful brow. But I was having a good time with it. Oh, oh, man. Stupid. The crown is lost. Elspeth von Draken was unable to meet its great Himalayan expectations, and the crown vanished to seek a new bearer. Oh, man. Ah, that's so annoying. It was doing so great. Oh well, it's fine. Yes, at least we can replenish again. Of course, all of our missile strength and all goes down because, you know, it was souping up everybody, but we're still very strong. Ah, man. Well, of course, we will now see our relationships with a lot of people improve. Although these Wood Elves don't appear to be pleased with any of this stuff, so it's very possible they'll declare on us, giving us a Bretonnian war, potentially. But yeah, we get to replenish again. That's true. And from them we'll take a halberd, and this army very much needs a long rifle. Yeah, we'll just make Richter's army better, and then we can re-recruit this guy's army up to something nicer if we need. So that'll give us frontline, trade the arty for better artillery, trade one of the sweepers. We'll still have 3 cav, which is plenty, and then we'll trade this guy for a halberd. And the war wagon for a crossbow. Yeah. Now we've got 5 infantry plus Gottrick Felix plus tank for frontline. A Hellblaster's a lot better than 2 rocket batteries, I think. It may not be. But anyway, Stubborn Bulls are awesome. They're armored. They have armor piercing, you know, like, they're not, like, good, but they're awesome. They're my favorite of those. Because Empire Knights, you know, don't have AP, and these guys got big AP values. Really makes them good at a charge. And if you get the banner that gives them like plus 25 charge bonus or whatever, because they can really benefit from that if you can get it. But anyway, Richter's going to move up this way. Gavin is going to move towards Kislev to defend there, because this army's going to want to actually press the foe in that direction, and we'll just have this one to sort of defend. Elspeth, oh, look at that sadness. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that gem. Look at the rotating, beautiful, chaotic energy. It's a lie. I wear no crown. What are these jokers doing? How are they not at war with us? It's one of those vassal things. There is a mod that I do love called Fudging Vassals. I don't know if the original name was, you know, banned. But it basically makes it so your vassals can't betray you, and so if anybody declares on your vassal, they have to declare on you. I got it once upon a time because Nakai the Wanderer's campaign was garbage. Because people could, like, attack your vassal, but you wouldn't get to go to war with them, and if you did it, then you would get penalties and stuff. But I got it, and that sort of thing's out. Alright, Wolfenburg starts getting off of the ground with some power and money. This is, of course, you know, good. You know, we waited till the very end of the game to actually start trying to make some cash, but it was a good choice, you know. It worked out. You don't need a lot of money, you just need a lot of friends. Our trade tariffs are, you know, limited. But really, just a few armies will get you where you need to go, usually. And I'm pretty sure that our friends will resettle these, but I think we'll probably, with Gavin, actually move to resettle them, because we don't want the dwarves to move into this Imperial Authority territory. We were so close to getting to 75, but, you know, it doesn't always work out that way. These demis with regular settings and not halberds are so bad against chaos, but I don't want to get rid of them. They're not so bad against chaos, they're just not good against chaos. Because you have your armor-piercing values, but you lose your anti-large from the halberds in exchange for a shield, which abstractly could be a good trade. And it's good if you're fighting Skaven, or anyone who's got, you know, shooting abilities, but you know, we get to replenish again, so at least there's that. We'll just go here. Archie's army is... Alright, he's got Uncle for Uncle, the Great Unclean One. And the rest of it is what I would call a standard medium-tier Warriors of Chaos army. Nothing super scary. You know, it's got giants, it's got punch. I mean, like, a Great Unclean One is not a joke. And, you know, it's got spawn, it's got trolls, but fundamentally it doesn't have, like, all of the silly RORs that you see, you know. It's got one. And Archie's a big fighter, but we have Gotrek and Felix, and I'm sure they would love to make his acquaintance. Knock, knock, knock upon his door and say, "Oh, hello, Archaon! You're chosen by whom, I wonder?" Because, of course, Felix would use the proper form. Alright, like, they're already at war with the Tong. And we grab the Cursed City here. Because Arbal, how much land does he have? 22? Oh, man, yeah, it would take... this would be the most miserable game of whack-a-mole of all time to deal with Arbal. But, you know, it won't be miserable because this game's fun, not bad. You know, this game is enjoyable. I even think it's true. I actually really like this game. For all that I complain about it sometimes. But wow, it looks like... Like, how are these guys overtaking all of this land so much? Who are they at war with? Oh, they're at war with the orcs. Well, you know, that's actually fine. Them holding the orcs back is good. It gives a buffer to Clan Angrund to just fight against these fellows here. It looks like Queek is going to try to maraud inside of the Empire. Of course, we could telly down to try to deal with it, but Elspeth's got her own fish fry to arrange up here. Thanks for resetting back for me, Chups. Yeah, exactly. You know, it used to be a little higher, but hey... in amounts, but hey, it's just a red settlement. We need it so that our enemies can't be in it. We need to make it our way up to help it with, Hey! Look at that. They have failed to spot our ambush. Now we're talking... Oh, Archie's going to have bad time here. I wish we had a Trickster Shard for Felix to throw on, but... Or even Gotrek, because the barrier's pretty good there, but... Alright, so they're going to want to get to that location to withdraw. Which means we can have the cannons all the way back here. Hellblaster right here to open up. Hellblaster right here. Oh, it's gonna be good. It looks like the terrain won't hurt me there. It looks like everything's gonna be coming up Millhouse. We'll put Grand Cannons here with a halberd support, because it'll just be nice to shell them from the other angle. We'll have cavalry and cavalry. This cavalry to sweep this side. This cavalry in the trees there if they're coming at it. Tank right here. Gotrek and Felix right here in the woods to pop right out on the front. Silver Bullets with stock will hang out right here and just punish anyone who tries to come up into it. This is the most fun I've ever had. This ambush is gonna be sick. Long rifles to hit them there. We'll sweep across and get there. We'll have halberds to support right here. Crossbows over the back, spears to defend there. We'll have this little block to deal with them there, and now we've got Black Rose Knights there, handgunners in the trees. Yeah, I think that'll be good, because they'll try to move out in that direction, and we'll just be able to move up into them. Sunmaker all the way in the back. With enough purchase to get right up in there. Now, they will have dogs. We'll have these guys to sweep in the middle. Yeah, I don't think they're really going to be able to deal with this very well. Surin's Revenge have stock as well. We'll have them to back up these halberds. All right. The ambush is sprung. We throw everybody onto Archie. Felix wants it. What we want to do here is drop a Pit of Shades on these Marauder Horsemen, hopefully before they can react too much. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of damage. The Chaos Trolls are going to break before they get anywhere here. The Hochland Long Rifle's feeling good. These dogs are going to try to come across. So it looks like our ambush is going real well, all right. Felix pops his buffs. Gotrek pops his buffs. Oh, Felix is actually away from Gotrek. I think Gotrek can solo Archie. And by solo, I mean beat Archie while Archie is taking withering fire from other fronts. These handgunners in the woods, turning out awesome. This Sunmaker needs to be shooting foes in an intelligent way. Plaguebearer summon on top of my Artie. You know, only one knight will be needed to deal with that. We'll get these here. The Free Company Militia can actually very easily deal with those foes. Oh, man. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I told him to shoot there. Oh, man. Did I ever tell him to shoot there? Felix getting beat up a little bit, or Gotrek getting beat up a little bit, rather. Ulrika getting beat very badly up. Where is she? Okay, she is... Oh, she's getting hit by a giant. Jeez. The Sunmaker... doing what it needs to do, though. We're going to Pit of Shades on top of our own halberds. This will be fine. We're also artillery firing on top of our own halberds. That's fine, too. Gotrek is fighting 1v1 in the middle of Chaos Warriors and Archaon the Everchosen and is defeating him. He is running away. And that's how you know that you've got some of your stuff. 20 resist, 45... plus that on the ward save. Good stuff. Our halberds are for lean. And now we just need to see if we can salvage this. Has Ulrika died? No, she hasn't died. Our cannons are now online. Our Hellblaster is still online, firing at who knows what. Oh, Archaon is fighting Felix. Oh, this is a horse of a different color. Get him, Felix! Don't worry, Manlane. Gotrek will save you. Alright, so we got a group of spawn here. We don't want Ulrika to just be fighting against them forever. Great Unclean One, crumbling down with the Knights of the Black Rose on him. A wonderful ambush. You know, it could have been cleaner. But this is right where we want to be. It looks like this Sunmaker is going to fire in at my troops. That's good. That's smart. Gotrek sees his foe. He says, this end towards the enemy. Nurgling Swarm when the Great Unclean One pops. Ulrika is no shrinking violet herself. She knows the hunger must be assuaged. These chaos spawn. Getting fired upon. Gotrek with this thirsty axe. Beaten up on the foe. And there we have it. A wonderful kill. Our enemies getting slain big time. I bet this Hellblaster got some value. 2k. Sunmaker with 3k. Great Cannon with no value at all. Hochland Long Rifles must have got something. Anyway. It was a wonderful ambush. And Archaon's army gets murked. I bet Felix is panicking internally about this whole fight, even though he's already a legendary fighter in his own right. Oh, for sure. You know, that's That's Felix's whole thing, right? He can't remember that he's wielding this legendary sword face to face with legendary heroes, the veterans of 1,000 battles. You know, Gotrek Gurnison at him, but you know, hey, Archon the Everchosen. He's enough to make a man nervous for sure. Praise Sigmar. And now we get our military alliance for 90k. No way, that's too much. It won't take too much to convince him to be our real friend. He's taking Lorelorn Forest. Because he's defensive allies with the trees, so if we make one with him, we might be able to get him to break all of that. And there we go. We get Fizz Resist and Spell Resist, so more Fizz Resist on this guy. Oh, that's so good. Let's save him again. And now this tank has 18% ward save from the Talisman, 15 Fizz Resist, and the Blessing of the Lady on this Master Engineer tank. And the Ranger's Quiver would give him infinite ammo, but he never runs out of ammo. And I think the Forest Cloak for the 10% Fizz Resist is probably better for him. Alright, so this army got full replenishment as well, of course, because they had to run... Archaon already got his whole army back again, so he ran and he just used the Warband recruitment to pump it up. But hey, you know, that's how they work. This absolute hellscape of hero nonsense happening. Now, we want to deal with the Skaven first? I mean, yeah, probably. Oh, we can't even give him prog. Well, maybe next turn we can. Alright, so this guy does not have Lightning Strike. It sure would come in handy here. Because I don't... Yeah, this is not a fight we want to take. Yeah, this is not a fight we want to take. We're just going to back up a little bit, go to ambush here, and see what we can get going on. Do we want to adapt this army at all? Well, we're in ambush. I think the crossbows, I mean, like, look, we could get electric count crossbows and they would be better with suppression and fire damage. Yeah, like, we don't need these crossbows. What we need is an amethyst landship in the army. That's what we need. Now we're good. Now we've got what we need. Alright, so this gives him huge range and, like, armor piercing. And this will give him real-time... Man, this tank is about to become a very, very souped-up tank. And, of course, Gotrek takes the damage, and Felix takes the defense. And Ulrika takes the conduit, and we're about to get her abilities, which is awesome. 25% ambush defense chance, you know, Dancing Blade, and then she gets Dragon Slayer, which is awesome. She gets, you know... resistance for the whole army, ITP for the whole army. Good stuff. Oh, and casualty replenishment, and negative enemy leadership. That's right. Everything Ulrika has is bomb. All of her abilities are good. Hard to acknowledge yourself as a legendary hero when you're fighting your career next to Gotrek. Oh yeah, for sure. It is it's a great challenge to feel strong if Gotrek freaking Gurnison is your left hand, you know. You're his right hand. But man, together they do make quite a terrifying pair upon the battlefield. Unusual location in Irongrad. What do we got? Heyo, an assassin's hideout. Ambush defense chance. All region owner armies. And 3 recruit. That's so good. All your armies having defense chance is very nice indeed. Alright, what we're going to do now is... Alright, so all of this huge Skaven force has nothing but trash in it, right? It's just trash. It's all trash all the way down. This is what happens when a Skaven army is poor. We got Chiraflesh. We got Caracas. Hellkeek of Mordheim. And they don't even have any summons of Dwellers Below. Well, we gotta fight this battle. This is gonna be funny. They literally don't have anything that can affect us at all. And I like that, you know. It's just absolute trash. Just an army of trash. Thousands of units of garbage. They've already got all of that on the field. Who cares? Not me. Landship here. Tank here. Elspeth in the front. Gotta make sure there's not a little thing over the top of it. Like, it's so funny. They don't even have a menace below charge. Like, get wrecked, you know? Like, what? I can't believe you guys even got out of bed. Out of your little warrens. We'll have them on that side for a sweeper. We'll have Elspeth going up the middle, and then we'll have, you know... these guys here to defend that side. We'll split their army. That'll be smart. It won't be dumb at all. You'll see. It's like, alright, let's put the hurt on. They try to hit me with the fireball. It does hit, and it doesn't even get through my defenses, which are ample. It does a little bit of barrier damage. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's do a little door knock. Let's wake up a little bit here. Let's do a little breathing action here. I miss my Nemesis crown. That would have been real good here. Been real good here indeed. Let's just drop a hilariously undercosted spell. I'm like, wait, we could have overcast it. That's right. This dude does have a Brood Horror, so we'll just go ahead and pop our buffs. Hellkeek of Mordheim, you know, we've been fighting this cat for a while, but, you know, it's easy for cats to fight other cats. It's the dogs they got trouble with, and Elspeth's got a little bit of that dog in her. The Purple Suns dropping, the Purple Suns of Elspeth dropping too. Here's an overcasted one for double time. And yes, indeed, feast on their flesh. Hockland Long Rifles feasting, Amethyst Landship feasting. We are all eating good tonight. We're going to get this guy over here. We're going to rotate here and here. Demis to solve the problems on that front. And their reinforcements are what? They're going to stream in very gradually? Just very gradually? Alright. He's on the run. We're going to throw a Spirit Leech on him. You know, they do regenerate, so you want to send a message, but you also, like, do need to keep putting the hurt on. Amethyst Ironside's getting absolutely nuked. Warp Lightning, so good. So good. Of course, we cannot die. Well, we died a little bit. Bruckner's going to pop all of his buffs and debuff this guy. When Bruckner does that, he has like 1.5k damage. So you just do it, and then you swing, and you say, please hit. I know you got a bonus first large, but please just hit him. Just one time. Let me see the damage go down. Give the people what they want. Alright, they are not going to get up to this side on the front, so we're just going to charge up here to better defend this area. Spearman with Shield's losing the fight? I don't think they're really losing the fight. I think they're going to hold just fine. What could they even be losing to? Clan Rat Spears? Yeah, get out of here. Elspeth coming in with the hit. This dude actually doing very well at not taking these hits. Does he have, like, well, you know, now we would have... Oh, he freezes Elspeth in the air. He's going to regret that. Because, you know what she can do when she's in the air? Oh, it's too close. She can't do that. Target too close. And this dude, this Grace here, the Rat Ogre is pulling the bell. But there we go. We finally get a hit on him. Hit him, Bruckner. Like, we got like 70 melee attack. Debuffed a little bit, but yeah, I'm like, just hit him. Alright, they are, the Ironsides are looking the wrong way. These Ironsides are looking the correct way, and that's what matters. This landship is actually getting beat up very badly indeed, by these slingers. You know, it only has 10% missile resist, and, I mean, it's got 100 armor, but every hit from a slinger hurts, you know? But now they're in Purple Sun mode, and this guy has got his Executioner. He's got his Executioner active. Execute him! We should just see him, like, fall down and die. Like, Executioner works weird, I don't know. There we go, yeah. It's like, they'll just crumble. And now we got this Brood Horror who really does a lot of work there, but... But now he's on our level 50 Warrior Priest, who, you know, it does 100 melee attack. He doesn't have the armor piercing values, but he's got the frenzy. He does the work. These spears just chasing down our foes. Elspeth's been forgetting to cast her Purple Suns, you know. We'll remember here. And of course, they never had a chance. But it's always fun to prove to them that they never had me. They never had their car. And they'll be getting army lost very soon. But really, we gotta... I'm like, these guys haven't even come on the field yet. We just gotta deal with this last general. He's a level 40, or no, he's a 25. This is Caracas. We've seen him a million times, too, you know, but we'll be putting the herd on. We'll be dropping the base. He'll be gone before you know it. Popping absolutely all of Bruckner's buffs here, which will put him at an astonishing 116 attack with a 1.1k listed weapon strength. And of course, we know the Scaven aren't going to stand up to that. It would be good to give Bruckner regen, but I think it's better on this Warrior Priest, because Bruckner's got so much more HP, and the Warrior Priest is the one who gets stuck into battle longer. Keeps knocking Theodore over. Yeah. 900 kills on the Hellstorm. We should get plenty of schematics from this battle. Plenty of schematics indeed. Oh, wait, no, because, yeah, we'll occupy. And that's the schematic one. Good deal. A whole lot of gasoline for the fire there. That Skaven army runs all the way around there. That is so annoying. So annoying. They all run away in very annoying ways. Of course, they're all down to like 6 HP. And we're just gonna... Oh, we can't ambush them? Like, what's going on with... why am I not replenishing here? Local effects. What freaking local effects would stop me from replenishing it all? This dude's got 6 Furies. That actually would be a huge headache. Not for this army. This is the Gotrek and Felix army. It would be fine for this army. We occupy it, and we get a plague on it, but it's just a Nurgle plague, and it's not that big a deal. Alright, so here in the armory... Yeah, because, like, these Outriders, I totally want to do one that just, like, basically rolls with these guys, because I just feel like with stock on them and Unspottable, like, you could just have them, like, you know, it'd be really, really good, I think. But... we're just going to wait a little while and upgrade the last abilities on the tanks, I think. Or the land ships, rather. And Arbal's faction, of course, keeps on being super annoying, but hey, if we just move Elspeth in that direction, we might be able to hurt them. But, you know, it's turning into a disaster, though. We might have to move Elspeth home to get rid of Clan Moors. And then, of course, all the work we've done up here will be eliminated. So, first, we just need to see... Okay, they don't have any land left. The Skaven don't, so that's alright. That is why they were filled with absolute trash. So they don't even have Help Hit. Arpa wants peace. He would need to make peace with my friends as well. You know, if I see he's not at war with them, then we'll have peace. If there's ever been a lie that you've ever seen in auto-resolve, it's right here. That's a full HP Throt. That's a full HP Throt. He's got perfect vigor. He's got regeneration. Look. These beat-up units are not going to beat him, but we did, though. And we get 1,000 schematics. Oh, yeah, there we go. Skaven auto-resolve, yeah. That's just so funny, because, like, if that was a Dwarf Lord, they would have let it win the whole thing, you know? And they're attacking my secondary army here. And we'll definitely take the fight, you know. It's their bad army against my bad army. I'm confident my bad army is better than their bad army. Because a lot of their stuff is skirmish cavalry and javs. And crossbows are better than javelins. And yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. This dude's even a low-level lord. Yeah, this is going to be like a real beginning of the game type of fight. Except, of course, I've got proper high-rank artillery. Because with a great cannon, we'll be able to throw it on the skin wolves the whole time. Oh, and we have the high ground. Yeah, we don't even have a wizard in this army, which is very bad. It's not like the worst thing anyone's ever done, but it's not good. The skinwolves are coming through the trees, so we're not going to be able to get that on them. However, the Hellstorm will work just fine, and we need these guys to back up a little bit. It's too far. There we go. Skinwolves are there. We just need to start getting these fights. We've got our ranged into position almost. Their wolves are coming across. We're going to be able to take our cavalry out of the trees and get a charge on them there. Good stuff. We're going to sweep up the back this way. It looks like that'll be good. And there we go. Clean. Shield of Faith. The war wagons need to back up. We should have had them on skirmish. Definitely didn't need them so far forward, but at least they soaked up a little bit of damage. And that is all to the good. The Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are charging in here. This guy wants the smoke. He wants to fight the Archlector, which, you know, he might have thought before he realized we could shoot him. Alright, we need to get these guys out of there. Null and Ironsides are opening up our foes out of the trees. Good stuff. Charge the halberds in. You want to get a little bit of your charge bonus. Oh, no! We get the halberds with a little bit of raking fire there. Alright, we can go Grape Shot here. And now that we're on infantry only on that side and be fine, we just want to charge in here. Our powder units are doing super well. Knights of the Everlasting Light are doing fine here. Our bump and grind is going okay. We need these guys shooting at the skinwolves if possible. Yeah, the grape shot coming in. Grape shot hurts your own troops pretty nicely, but you know, if you can hold it decently, then you'll get away with it. These Null Ironsides are shooting fine. These Hellstorms are shooting fine. Crossbow's okay. We've got their leader tied up. A little bit of bonus here. Spears on them on that side. All right, our Cav is losing this fight. We need to get them separated. Then we can get a salvo onto their chieftain here, perhaps. Gonna try to get the handgunner shooting there. It's not gonna work. It is gonna work. Alright, he gets Last Samurai. There he goes. Bastien Nightbane. You just get shot right in the back. Good old handgunners. doing good old handgunner things. And now we're about to put in the artillery fire to the flank there. Look, our troops are on this side, and there are more of them than there are of us. All right, goes super well. Yep, and then we'll just we'll keep on shooting at their big troops here. I mean, they don't have any really, really high quality stuff, but we just want to get, you know, you get your schematics from it, and you know, the more damage you do, the more damage you don't have to do later. Now all of those guys should be off, and you know, this guy will regret coming to raid these lands. Sure, Andy will. Nice clean fight. We really need a wizard in this army. Doesn't even matter what kind. Literally any wizard is better than not having one. It's a significant issue to just not have Winds of Magic access. Like, even the worst wizard from the worst magic school is very, very good compared to no wizard at all, since the magic is free. But even the very bad magic schools often have some quite nice uses. But we get rid of that guy. Volksgrad gets infected. Surrender Intimate. Blah, blah, blah. Throt's trying to knock him out, but we get him out here. We've already got the Throt defeat trait, of course, for the HP. And there we go. Faction destroyed. Clan Molder. Strike them from the book. They ain't around anymore. Local effects, like what? Oh. An enemy hero action knocked it down by 20%. I'm like, what effect is making me not heal? It looks like Archie will... If he comes here, we'll probably retreat and then take the battle on the other foot, just because the army's so beat up. Yeah, this is not the Gotrek and Felix army. I don't think we want to fight Archie with that army. This guy is sieging this place now, which is pretty funny. So, a couple of flying eerie horrors. Sentis a Zinch. And a whole ton of flyers. Well, you know. Their reinforcements are coming along the other side of them there, and there looks like there's a big water block in between us and them on that side. That's going to be great, of course. We're going to have free time to beat up on them considerably, which we are going to take advantage of. So we can just have the revenge there sort of back set. Ulrika in the front, skirmish mode on. Here are the long rifles. We can just have them totally centered. And then watch the fireworks, right? Because if they want to just, like, get lit up by the cannons and the purple suns, fine. And if they want to try to move forward, then the Hellblaster is going to hit them. And, of course, Ulrika can go up and punish already here. Because if we just drop, like a pit of shades on them, on this Chromatic Aberrations, that's a lot of blue horrors. Oh, and they run away from it, because, of course, they're on the real difficulty setting, but they run right into the artillery fire, so it just goes to show there's no way to be safe against me. Of course, they're going to have a lot of Furies coming in, but Furies, you know, they're not great against this army, they're just good at diving, and if we have a bunch of stuff in the middle to hold them off, then we should be able to rotate our guys and get them taken out. But it looks like they're going to try to wait for their whole army to show up, which is just, like, hysterically dumb. It's just very unwise. The Sunmaker is making the sun back there. The Blood Reaper on his Blood Throne coming forward here. We're just going to run. That seems like a job for these guys. And there we go. The Demon Prince himself. Level 17. Moxia Scion Slayer. I don't know if that is Daniel or if it's someone else. At level 17, it's probably just a different prince in his faction, I imagine. Because this game has been going on for quite some turns, so it'd be surprising if he didn't get any further than that. But this dude is just about to get in range of the Hellblaster volley gun, the Hell Reaper is. And then, you know, it's gonna go quick. We're gonna go ahead and hit a restock on the land ship. Man, restock's so good. Archie's only level 28, so you never know. Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Because if this guy has been spending the whole game, like, fighting and losing, then he wouldn't get to get that high of level. But we get our knights. See, these are anti-infantry knights, but a chariot wants to fight infantry much more than the knights want to fight infantry, right? Oh, man, the halberdiers getting nuked. Feels bad. Alright, the Sibilant Slaughtercade, though, is falling. Importantly, these Furies are diving into unwise spots, and this handgunner is getting the crossfire. This silver bullet needs to move up. That was a bad position for it. But that's alright. We are in it now. Pop the buffs. Drop the base. Get it done. Gotrek, there's a Demon Prince here. And it's your job to do something about it, buddy. These Furies, they're going to dive on the Sterling's Revenge, and that's almost the best thing about the Sterling's Revenge, is they will interpret that as a thing they should dive, and they're not. Like, they're strong. These handgunners doing well. These Chaos Furies somehow getting taken offline. That Slaughtercade is almost out of everything. We're just going to keep on going. Oh, yeah, there we go. We're putting the Hellstorm on these far away reinforcements, which is perfect. It prevents us from getting friendly fired like a bunch of noobs, and it works. Speaking of it works, look at this. Look at these chumps. They're trying to fight my tank. They're trying to fight Gotrek and Felix. Ulrika's just putting in the work, getting the shots in. Ulrika needs to hit a restock on the Sunmaker. The Sunmaker has limited ammo and compared to a normal Hellstorm, but with restock, you don't care. Restock is my favorite ability they've ever given me. Ever. I love it so much. Oh man, that's a lot of power. There we go. Gun line plus Gotrek and Felix. Oh baby, I like this army almost more than my real army. And we'll be able to absolutely drop more fire in as they try to flee. Just doing good work. Because, of course, look, they can rebuild an elite army. They can. But they can't do it just immediately. This is hard, not very hard. So, like, us ripping up, like, 5 of these demon armies is going to work. It's going to do good. These are just the demon prince's armies. So they're, like... I have never seen this faction pop off. Not in my life. Only when I played them. Which I played, like, one thing in Realm of Chaos. I think everybody played one Realm of Chaos and then was like, I'm not feeling it. But, you know, I did it once in Realm of Chaos. We praise Sigmar, we get all of our guys back. Clean. Because, of course, we're going to want to chase them down, and this is going to give us the ability to do that better. Yep, and all of those losses get replenished. Wonderful stuff. Defeated the Demon Prince. Negative 50% from all attrition. That's kind of wonderful. That plus Gotrek plus Ulrika's thing is basically make you attrition immune. He only does well when you're in the path of his expansion. Yeah, ain't that the way it always goes in life, man. And now we get her awesome stuff. So, do we take Spell Resist or ITP for the army? Or Fire Resist for the army. All of these are so good. I think we'll take the Spell Resist. Just because, you know, that is what does a lot of damage to our units, and that'll help. Alright, so this Arc Lector, we will make sure to take the Strength of Hardship. No, we should take another stuff first. Armory stuff. Alright, so we do... have the ability to get this upgrade, and now our guys will have 1 Spirit Leech, and then after a bunch more, we'll have an Amethyst Landship ability to be a Mortis Engine, and, like, how could anybody ever be happier? Simply couldn't be happier. Happy is what happens when your dreams come true, Mortis Engine related. All his rivals sends full stacks of Crackerjack every 3 turns. Yeah. You know, Malachi, for an incredibly powerful campaign, they do give you a start that is rough. But I think honestly, the proper thing to do is always a Brandon Crackerjack unless you want to, you know, make a time of it. Now Archie's going to have to make a choice. None of those choices are going to go good for him. Because even if we just get like a Death Mage in that army, that would be amazing. Alright, so we still have a lot of movement here. These guys have both ran away, so we're going to be able to clean them up. Then Horseman's Speculum. That's actually really good. So this effect is sort of like yeah, it's sort of like a Helm of Discord plus a weapon damage hex. It's 16 seconds every minute and a half, but you know, especially if you don't have an item in that slot on someone, which I don't think Felix has one, so we'd be able to do that. We'll just burn these items up. Gambler's armor, yeah, baby. Oh, Gotrik's already got it. I'm like, that's what we need. We'll give it to Bruckner, and now he'll get his ward save. Yeah, and we can give him the Speculum. That'll give him this fear effect, which will be good, although we often have terror around. And he'll be able to debuff the blobs while he is buffing the blob of our own army. So, good stuff there. She was wearing some scrap. That's pretty funny. Oh, the quiver's an enchanted item, not an armor. I've been doing that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's really good. So Unending Volley is wonderful. Ulrika can actually use all of her ammo. As an archer, she can really, really hit things. He and Belagar snowball sorrow once you establish yourselves. Yeah. Belagar has like a very loreful thing here at the moment, but man oh man are the Skaven being a menace. I might have to telly down because they're about to be in my land, right? And it doesn't look like Belagar is being able to knock them back at all. But, you know, look, 3 wars at a time, right? What can I do? I could build another army down there. Your current conundrum is figuring out how to play Zeta and the Blacks. This is intended expansion, puts them in a cafe, but doing so as capital threatened by Tamarkon and Grimgor. Yeah. How easy is it to bribe them? Does Tamarkon betray? I know Grimgor can't be trusted, you know. I would imagine Tammy has his own set of priorities as well. I guess we could recruit another general at Nuln, and just use him to fill up like a normal army, and then all right, so normal army stuff. It's like you could recruit globally for so cheap. Like we got like 300 recruitment long rifles here, and it's just 600 there, so it's like it barely even feels expensive to use it, but. Do I not have a garden here? Where's my garden recruitment? Is Elspeth the only one who can do that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just going to get some spears. And crossbows, we're going to get a Hellblaster and a Grand Cannon. And a long rifle and an iron sight, and that'll give us some kind of thing going on here. That'll help us defend, potentially. Potentially. Ricard still is doing his good stuff. We'll be able to pop this guy. And then there we go. We've got all of them pushed up there. Elspeth will be able to sweep over that way, and then we still won't be able to isolate any of this because everything is misery. I don't think we need Griffin Wood there anymore. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this garden. And here at this one, we're going to go ahead and grab that at Kislev. Tamarkand starts non-aggression with Kolek, so he doesn't like Satan. And you haven't played Chorfs in a while, so you have to readjust the economy mechanics. Yeah, I know they have, like, some stuff that's very different, but I've never played them, you know, so I only have, like, a vague idea. Like, they've got, you know, no supply lines, but they have, like, caps on how many dwarves and, like, stuff they get access to. So you have to, like, sort of exist within their system of unfree labor for a while before you can, like, build up into your bigger armies, I guess. But, it's like, you know, because I watch so much campaign stuff, so, like, you pick up... Or not campaign, I watch so much multiplayer, so you pick up, like, people talking about things. I watch basically no campaign at all. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning, and, like, I would have gone to sleep, like, watching a turn multiplayer stream, and then I wake up and there's some campaign thing on. I'm like, who are these people? I've never seen these guys before in my life. Which must be how people feel when they ever end up, you know, automatically sent into this stream. Like, who's this guy? Is he an engineer? He's got a mustache like one. I am not an engineer. I am a simple tailor. And Archie trying to get away. Not gonna happen. I think we're just gonna auto this. You know, how many times do we want to beat up on Archie in a row? You know, I mean, we're gonna keep on doing it for the, you know, for the campaign, but not like for the battle. You know, man, I miss getting the bonus movement after you won a fight. That was nice, but you know, you can't have everything. You can only have almost everything. Labor, raw materials, armaments, and conclave influence. And each in that order produces the next, basically. I see. I knew they have, like, the campaign thing where they, like, have to get the artifacts or whatever. Man, look at Ulthuan. Have you ever seen this in your life? Have you ever seen Ulthuan fine at turn 124? We should send an ambassador to the Phoenix King. Like, it's always Marathi, isn't it? Isn't it always Marathi? Like, without me helping? But I guess maybe Bretonia ascending helped him? I don't know. Maybe Torivres rolled to be, like, the strongest guy in the map. Because, you know, they assign randomly, you know, benefits to factions and stuff. You know, they pick who's going to be the strongest boy. Alright, and what do we need here? We need backline sweepers. Black Rose Knights are expensive backline sweepers. Are Knights going to be better for the purpose? I mean, one Black Rose, and then we'll take one Crummy Knight. Because the Black Rose is almost as expensive as a Demi, and a Crummy Knight is half the price. Alright, and then here we need what? More powder? One more Ironside. One Greatsword to sort of, like, have some sort of punch in the backfield and then fill up with halberds. Year 10-1 campaign, they were doing great until Wolfric started killing Lotharian, and Ilario went to Nacron and killed the Sisters of Twilight and Marathi. That is hilarious. That's just what Ilariel should do, right? Man, yeah, the Scaven Menace is certainly extending far. They've got to have, like, all of this. But at least with what we did to Arbile, maybe Karekadrin will be able to put things back together a bit. That battle we had with Ungrim is great. He's back on his feet again. Of course, these spearmen, they're really holding him back. For one, they're not even slayers. Kislev. Alright, just 2,000 more and we can get our cremation engine there. Yeah, I'm like, man, how do we want to leverage everything? I'm thinking if we get one Amethyst Outrider into Gotrek and Felix's army, and they can be like the backline defense for Gotrek and Felix block, and they'll just like sneak up there and like you'll think, oh, I'm gonna fight the little hero guys, and then boom. There's only 55 factions left on the map, and one of them is me. We should get these other things. Huge buff for Ungrim, -1 recruit time for all Slayers. That would be amazing. Because that's not what the landmark does. Oh, I can't even see it. Oh, he'd have it. Yeah, because it's upkeep, recruitment, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it just... I mean, it's great. It's really good. Plus, it makes your garrison nutty. But... yeah, the recruitment time would definitely be better. Because Giant Slayers are so good. Doom Seekers are fine. I think they suffer when they're buffed all the way up compared to Giant Slayers specifically. But, alright, so these guys are already out. This dude is there, but he won't be able to flee through there, so we need to take this fight right here for sure. Because if we can just hold this place right here, you know, if we can, we'll probably just go up and start, you know, yeah, we need something. We've blocked off our allies from the land, so when we get Fort Ostrak, we'll be able to give it to them, and then, because like I don't want to give Kislev away. Kislev's mine. I fought for that, you know. After Journey's End got nerfed to hell, you feel he's them much. Yeah, you know. Malachai's is sort of better Slayer, Legend of the Ungrim. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, look, having access to Slayer recruitment globally in a turn with no movement penalty for going to your encampment stance, like that's just better. That's a Slayer journey that can go anywhere on the map. You lose a unit, you recruit another Slayer, just like that. When you move, you move. But yeah, good stuff. I mean, not really. The Empire is now having to deal with these threats, which are considerable. And, but importantly, the North is getting under control, you know. You can't argue with that much red. That's a lot of red, and it's all my friends. $4K, getting close. I need a vacation. I mean, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay at home. Illyrian joins the faction there, so there we go. And it looks like now the map is normal. All right, if we get a trade agreement here, we'll make money. And we can get a Cathay trade agreement too. I really don't care if anybody's mad about us doing that. Any other red factions I can ally with to make the minimap more confusing? Queek and Scarbrand. Yeah, I don't know if they'll be my friends. It might take quite a bit to get it more confusing than it is right here. We see that the forces of chaos are slowly... Oh my goodness, look at that army. That's rough. Severed Claw, Champs, Rotting Riders, Knights of the Brazen Throne, Thunderguff, Summoners of Rage, Hounds of the Blood Hunt, Skull Cannon. What? The Slaughter Guard? What? Dude, the Slaughter Guard are so heavy metal. That would be an army that would be tough to beat. I mean, the Gotrek and Felix army could probably do it. I don't want to be fighting them and another army, though. Like, imagine that with this one following it up. I don't want to imagine it, but we might have to imagine it before too long. Chaos get too many RORs? Oh, I totally agree. Because, you know, Warriors of Chaos get all of their own, plus so many of the demon ones. Like, it's... You can fill up... It's bad. And then they all get access to them, so it's like... Didn't I just fight the Severed Claw in this other setup? You're like, yeah, well, that's the Severed Claw of the Warhorse of the Apocalypse. This is the Severed Claw with this. So you can fight, like, 2 Severed Claws in the same battle, potentially. It sucks. It's so bad. It makes fighting them just absolute misery, which, I mean, makes sense, but... Speaking of misery... Gold quality in-game units from AI cheats, yeah. Because, you know, they can get them anywhere because ROR recruitment. So it's like all the things you would normally have to deal with a guy like that, they don't matter. I think actually, like, because they're at war with Wolfric, right? Yeah, so maybe we don't want to give this land up here to him. But definitely this land we want to give to him. Yeah, you know, the Empire armies are now reacting to the Skaven. They'll be able to get rid of them, probably, but man, it's going to be a headache for them. I'm not going to help. I fought enough Skaven in my time. We'll take Hell Pit and give it to him. I don't want to take the risk of a Skaven, you know, taking back over it or something. Alright, so Gavin Outlerman could go here and then what, like sack it maybe and then back out? Which actually is very awesome. We get rid of that whole army. And then we'll just, yeah, run on home. Howredgar. Talogast Horstman. Talagast. That's not going to make it as one of the ghast names, but it's a nice ghast name all the same. Clan Angrand militarily is doing wonderfully well. Of course, the purple of Clan Angrand and the purple of Bretonnia also go together of Corone, so it's like there's all this red and all this purple, but they're not the same. And we're just going to move this army to try to assist. And if it all dies, then, you know, well, it was at least trying. Yes, would you like a nice hell pit? Yeah, we just see all of these chaos armies full of all this chaos nonsense. But we'll move Elspeth up the left side, and Richter can go to reinforce to the right with Gotrek and Felix there, and looks like Gavin Outlerman is not going to give us enough auto-resolve to do this well. A real beating. Wulfric demands money. I mean, screw you, guy. I've got enough wars here. I'm gonna kill you too. Yes, R.I.P. Gavin. You know, he was a good lector. He did his best. Just go to ambush here, so maybe they'll, like, move further forward than they otherwise would, and we can get them there. But anyway, things are going well. Sure, Gavin didn't make it, but perhaps Rizard Valtdorf will be able to come down here and deal with the encroaching clan Moors a little bit, or not. Maybe he'll just get ambushed and immediately die. That will happen sometimes. But unfortunately, we come to the end of the video. I simply must get ready for my day, much as I would prefer to do this. But there we go. What's our progress towards long victoire? Of course, we've got our 60 wins, but, you know, we still have to get our military allies for the things. We'll probably just say, I feel like I win. Do we pay him all of that money for a military alliance? No. Because, like, we could just, like, get some place up here and give it to him, you know? But anyway, all of that will come some other day. Although I keep on saying, like, I'm basically done with this campaign. I mean, I'm not. I'm having fun, and, you know, we're still fighting foes and having good battles, so that'll be okay. But anyway, I've got to get on with my day now. Luke, thank you so much for hanging out. It's always great chatting with you and experiencing the wonders of the game. Snort, if you're still here, thanks for checking it out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. That's all I've got for you right now. I'll probably be streaming in like 10 hours or something. If you're watching in the future, disregard all the time-sensitive information. And thank you very much. But anyway, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whichever it is. And perhaps I will see you later on.